Why is it so quiet though, motherfucker? I can't hear anything. Hello. Hi. Hello. What, bitch? I can't post on my hair page.
You want to use mine? My sister created it, but then you wouldn't have any followers because they have everybody to.
Hi guys, we have 12 people watching already. Sorry guys, the debates are kicking up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Okay, good. Well, because now it's the debate. Why is the debate so silent? Can you guys hear the debate? I can't hear shit.
I can't hear. Yeah, we get a TV for the
Why is there no sound? Well, bring it to me.
Yes, sir.
Yay, Lindsay, that's for you. Because Lindsay took a picture of a shot and sent it to me and said, happy debates. Happy
Yay.
debates, guys.
I'll be right here by the bird. Exactly. Clink, clink.
Clink, clink. Plastic, plastic, plastic. Happy debates. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. Bitches, we're going to be live commentary. You guys want to come sit by me? You guys hate me on camera, huh?
Yeah, I don't want to do.
All my closest friends hate my camera system.
When did we get to see the debate?
You got to come over here?
Tapioca pudding.
You see tapioca pudding?
I said crapioca pudding.
Tapioca.
Crap.
Why is there no sound on this? They just said, woo woo. I've been waiting for this for weeks and my family thinks I'm nuts. You and me both, sister. Oh, look at that, the adorable deplorables. The adorable deplorables live. He's such a cool guy. I heard lots of good things about him. He's such a cool guy. I heard lots of good things about him. I'm talking about myself. Woo! I'm so excited, you guys. Sound is on now? Okay. But I can't hear nothing for Box. Let's see.
Is it okay if I move some of your stuff around?
No.
No.
What depends what you're moving around.
Just your hair stuff. I want to put my wine down, and I don't want you to freak out that I'm not like moving it. Good job. 1990s. I think a lot of. I was going to say, did you find the volume? Oh, can't do that. You guys make it. Okay, this is. I'm putting my purse on this side. Black and black, and I walk around.
So I think it's just a Fox one that's silent for some reason. But I don't want to have to watch ABC or nothing like that. You guys. Alright, but we're going to go for it.
Well, they can't edit. What about C-SPAN live? C-SPAN, right side broadcasting. They have their own deal. I'm putting your turkey and Swiss back in the.
Swish, swish, fish. Another one in the basket.
God, how long has that been
Can't
around for?
touch this.
Okay. My face is shiny and it's not because of COVID. It's not
COVID, you're COVID.
because of co-menopause.
Co-menopause?
Co-menopause. I walked out the door.
Is my teachers.
They are resilient.
A surge in coronavirus in
Are you all right for this?
Yes!
We are ready for
Oh, I got
infection. Developments on several fronts.
One American News?
The story.
Okay, let me go to
Tonight,
that
the
one.
U.S. shattering the record for most COVID cases in a single day from every angle. What's your level of concern that the
This debate. This debate.
That's mine.
Oh, not mine, so I don't care.
I got it. Would you
Hey,
like
was,
some?
was someone out fixing the sprinkler heads today?
I think so.
The most important election in American history. A career politician and the president of the United States of
I'm
America.
live. This is a debate. This is not the time for anything personal. Like, I don't. Everybody in America's watching right now. Were you being a Karen, Tony? Did you tell him? Because I was going to.
What?
I was going to say something to them because I don't like that. That's like that out there.
Yeah, I called up today. Aaron lied to me. He said, oh, it's only been like that for 2 weeks. Bullshit, it's been 4.
No cuss words. Please don't be on YouTube. I'm sorry.
So,
I have a colorful roommate. Can't help it.
our
He's a person of color.
governor signed a new line back today that they can be liable for $2,000 per day for not maintaining the facilities.
But not paying rent.
Why is it slowing down?
I'm also going to charge them for unlivable living conditions.
Oh my God! Do not do that. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this up and running right now. Everybody's on the internet right now. Get off the internet. My friends love my internet. It's really good. But it's not really good when you have everybody in the world on it. C-SPAN, there it is. Oh, thank God. Somebody's not going to make Trump look like an idiot. Woo! We're good to go, guys. We're good to go. No.
Instead of you can't get it.
Oh. Turn off your internet. I mean, I'll be fine. I'm turning off my internet on my phone. I've never had to do this really, but I cannot watch this go to hell. You're gonna have to start making your decisions, girl, because you asking me all these questions isn't working out. I'm breaking up with you and your questions. Yes, Danielle, I would love to have a flag wave with you too. It would be awesome. In fact, after this, I'm gonna go on a flag wave spree. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm a little nervous. I hope that Trump doesn't kill him. Like, I never thought I'd say this in a million years, but I really hope Trump doesn't go as hard as he normally does. But we already know it's Trump. He's not gonna hold back. Sorry, Biden. Biden's gonna go home and probably kill himself tonight.
Sorry,
Or
not
cry.
sorry.
Or just pass out because he's so tired because he has to stand up on stage
Good
for
evening,
longer than
ladies
15
and
minutes.
gentlemen. If I could ask everyone to take their seat, please.
Take your motherfucking seat.
Do they do like the national anthem and stuff or no?
Dude, not is that why Sheila Ginsburg?
She's not there. What they?
That
My
dead
name
ass
is
bitch.
Janet Brown. I'm Executive Director of the Commission on Presidential Debates, and I'd like to welcome you to the first presidential debate of 2020. There are a lot of people who have made extraordinary contributions to making this evening
Oh,
possible. And in a few moments, you will hear from two of our co-chairs to start the appreciation to those who have helped. Our third co-chair, Dot Ridings, is in Louisville, Kentucky tonight. Her leadership in debates goes back to 1976.
Why you like
and includes
Ginsburg?
The presidency of the League of Women Voters.
She looks like Ginsburg.
The
Did you
CPD is
add
the
it?
beneficiary of 33 years worth of people who have been willing to put their name on
Doesn't
our
make you
work.
pretty. Just because you died doesn't make you pretty.
To all of those former presidents and chancellors of
She was nice.
debate sites, to former moderators, to members of our Debates International network who have set their clocks to 3 a.m. tomorrow morning to tune in live, we thank you with all our hearts.
Thank you.
In
Did she just
1987,
come back
Paul
from the
Kirk
future?
and Frank Fahrenkopf co-founded the CPD. I'd like to introduce
So I'll let
the
her.
co-chair, Frank Fahrenkopf, and his
I can't because of the
colleague,
way that it's all set
also
up right
our
now.
co-chair, Ken Wallach, to start this part of the program.
If I do, you're gonna be on camera.
I don't mind. Yeah, as long as you cut it off.
Thank you, Janet, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Health Education Campus,
Shut the fuck
Case
up.
Western Reserve, and the Cleveland
talking.
Clinic. And if you have not had the opportunity yet to go around and see this fantastic facility, you really should. It's just a great tribute
No
to
trespassing.
everyone who's been involved with it, and it's so important to our nation. To say, as Janet mentioned, that this has been the most challenging time for this commission in its 33 years of existence due to the coronavirus problems.
Shut up. Here you go.
So many people, as Janet
We get it,
said,
you're a
are
Democrat.
responsible. We normally don't come out when
Fucking
my
one of us
co-chairman
got
and I come out and
2021,
thank people,
bitch.
but we wouldn't be here today if it had not been for them. As we serve as both the sponsor and the producers of the debates,
You still ain't important.
we have a crew,
If they don't do it there, they'll do it
65
somewhere
people.
else.
most of which have been with us for years. Some of them go back to the first debates in 1988.
That's the year I was born, bitch.
Thanks so much
That's the first debate.
to United Airlines, who stepped up to the plate and graciously provided to fly our whole crew from one site to another throughout the rest of the
You
term.
know what Trump flies
This
in?
debate.
Air
So we
Force
have a
One.
great shout out for United Airlines. Anheuser-Busch has been with us for,
Shout out to Air
28
Force One
years.
for bringing the president in
as
safely.
has the firm of Crowell and Mooring in Washington, D.C. Also, special thanks to some
We
people
don't care.
in the network business, in the journalism business.
Can we start flinging poo now?
Pentagram, CBS News Radio, Intercom Communications.
Come on.
In the hotel behind us,
Okay, just,
the Intercontinental, there's a tremendously large
I was
room.
born the day that Bush
It's
got in
called the
office.
Media Filing Center.
November 7th,
It's
1988.
only, I guess, is about 700 people.
Was the
in
last
there
time we
today.
actually had an election on the
We
7th.
usually have 3,000 to 5,000 people in the Media Filing Center. And so with the cut down that we've had to, and you can look around this audience, we normally have 900 people in the audience. You people are very
It looks like a
fortunate
Biden rally.
to have the opportunity to be.
There's
to
nobody
be here
there.
tonight. But the National Press
that a
Club
Biden
in
rally?
Washington, D.C. tonight is hosting
Your
the
bus
Media
broke down,
Filing
the wheels
Center
fucking
for
went
those
south.
journalists in Washington who couldn't be here tonight. And so we're very, very thankful for that. Many of you, I see faces here I've known.
Michelle Dana said, we get it, you're a Democrat. That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying.
In
You
the
are right.
estimate of most experts,
I love that I can put their, like, I can put
close
their
to
comments on the
120
screen.
million people watching this
Woo! Come on, America.
on their TV sets. It'll be on their computers. It'll be on their iPads. It'll be on their iPhones.
Gigi,
They're listening on the radio.
your kid's also born on November
And
7th?
those 120 million, or however it works out to be, deserve to be able
That means
to
he's
listen
really
and
fucking
observe on this
awesome
stage
and probably
tonight.
really hard to deal with.
These two men put forth the reasons why they should be elected
But don't worry.
president of the United
He'll
States.
grow up very independent.
And that's why it's been our history in the general election debates that we urge
Stephanie
our
Berry
audiences
said, I love how
not
close
to
you're standing
clap,
together without any masks
not to
on.
yell,
That's a good point, Stephanie.
sit silently,
They're definitely
and
Democratic,
not interfere
clearly.
with these people.
But they're
We're
both standing
trying
so
to
close to each other with no
best
masks on,
ascertain
talking about the
who they're
pandemic.
gonna vote for.
Oh, there's nobody in the crowd.
Now, exactly at 9 o'clock,
You two are sitting right next to each other.
you're
Why
going
can't
to
people
hear
sit next
a
to each
lot
other in
of
the
noise
crowd?
behind you. If you turn around now, you can take a quick look.
We don't
There's
want to turn
three
around
on
and take a
this
quick
side,
look at the Biden
On
rally.
this side, and these are the major nets. And at 9 sharp, you're going to hear them all go on air. And so it makes a little noise. So don't be afraid by it. And I must
Don't be afraid by
again
it.
really thank the people that you saw on
You
the
are
way here
dumb.
tonight.
October 26th is my
See you around
sister's
here.
birthday.
The United States Secret Service, the Federal Bureau
In
of
real life?
Investigation, Department of Homeland Security, and Clemson University Media Forensic Hub that is working
What are
with
you
us
going to
in
think the
monitoring
president?
the web and social media. So there's so many people to thank, and these
What about
men
the president?
and women and the police department that you saw outside.
That's-
the police
hey,
department, who work
you get
so
1
hard to
point,
keep us all safe,
1.
and to keep our
That's 1.
nation safe. So thanks. Now I'd like to introduce the newest
What about the
member
president?
of the leadership team,
You're not gonna think the
Ken Wallach,
president?
who for 25 years ran the National Democratic Institute of International
Oh, you're a
Affairs,
Democrat. I
NDI,
get it.
and we're really excited
Can you
to have
shut the
him
fuck
join
up?
us
Nobody
as
cares.
co-chair.
Nobody cares. All I hear is abortion, abortion,
I
abortion.
join Frank,
illegals, illegals,
Janet,
illegals,
and
black
fellow
people,
board
black people,
members,
black people. That's all I hear.
including Yvonne Howe and Jane Harmon, who are with us tonight, and welcoming you to the 23rd presidential debate sponsored and organized by the Commission.
I've never been to Philly. I would love to go.
Debates. As Frank said, I'm the commission's newest co-chair,
We don't care.
and as the new kid on the block,
Why do you look
I
like
am
a fat
proud to
version of
work
McConnell?
alongside those who
You look like
have
a fat
engaged
version
in
of
this
Mitch McConnell.
initiative for the
Doesn't
past
he?
33 years.
It's a fat Mitch
These
McConnell.
debates have now become an integral part of our political process. A view shared by
Your
the most
political process is
important
fucked up.
judge, the American electorate. But as significant as debates have become here, they can be even more consequential overseas, where the Commission, in partnership with the National Democratic Institute, has helped organize more than 400
In
debates
China.
in 45 nations.
Oh, which ones? Which ones?
Post-conflict
I bet
countries
you they're all
and
the
in
Middle
new and
East,
emerging
China,
democracies,
Russia.
debates have helped level the playing field in places where
that
only
meddling
one
in the
party
election?
has ruled. They have forced discussion on policy issues, not personalities. And yes, they have
Not
promoted
person. Why you say
comity
that, bitch? It's not
among
bad if you have a
political
personality.
competitors. And
You
that's
fucking
comity
fat
with a
Mitch
T.
McConnell.
And this effort has spawned the establishment of a global support network of similar debate
I
organizations.
will be kicked off of Facebook by the end of
nearly
this one. I
40
can tell.
countries, dubbed Debates International.
Welcome your jammy.
Now, I would call your attention to the Commission-sponsored Debate Watch 2020 and the participation by watch groups
Is
in
Lindsay,
all
guys.
50 states.
Shut up.
From a hair salon owner in Cleveland Heights hosting 10 employees to the Atlanta
Hey, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go mute him right now because Lindsay's talking and she has more things to say than this fat Mitch McConnell. Lindsay says she's so excited about the debate. She feels like a kid on Christmas. And it's gonna be so funny and she cannot wait. And Lindsay, just saying that alone was way more interesting than anything they had to say just now. Cheers, Lindsay. I love you to death. I hope you're watching. If Lindsay's watching, Lindsay, if you guys don't know who Lindsay is, bitch, that's my sister from another mister. And like, girl, that's my girl. That's my boy Blue. Are they saying anything interesting yet? Probably not, but let's listen in.
trust to the nonpartisan mission of the Commission. We are deeply grateful for their belief in our work.
Done. I'm just gonna mute him until you guys see Trump. Let me know when you all see Trump because this Buffy is stupid. I don't care what you guys say about Democrat, baby killing. That's all I hear. And if you guys actually want to hear what they have to say, go to another channel, bitch. I won't be the one. But that's okay. I hope most of you guys already know what they're gonna say, which is, I'm a Democrat. Fuck Donald Trump. Oh, look at that. That bitch looks frigid. What Democratic bitch is that? Let's see. She looks like she's at a funeral.
On behalf of the Cleveland Clinic, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the city of Cleveland. Tonight, you join us in the beautiful Sampson Pavilion of the Health Education Campus at Cleveland Clinic.
Oh, great.
We share this campus with our partners from Case
Planned
Western
Parenthood.
and Reserve University.
Wearing your mask?
This building is very special to us.
Where's their masks
It was
at?
opened just a year ago as a place for students, medical, nursing,
To learn how to give abortions. Let's not even watch it because that's stupid. I don't give a fuck about the medical bullshit on the left. But what we are gonna do is we're gonna do our makeup. I've decided I'm gonna do drunk makeup while I fucking watch this bitch. What is she wearing? Like, bitch, Kennedy is dead.
Do you?
Is that what she's wearing? She looks like Kennedy as a little boy.
Is she wearing pearls? That's part of the club. Is she wearing
No, she's not wearing pearls at all. She's wearing just pink. Like she's at like Jeffree Star's funeral or something. I guess no more corona. But the funny part is they're going to talk about the corona. They kept pointing out all the coronavirus stuff, how there's nobody in the crowd. The crowd looks just like a Biden rally. Oh no. you know, but they're not. They're saying they're very close to each other with no masks on. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. I put in new extensions for this. Like, they're gonna mention that the coronavirus made sure there's nobody in the crowd, which is the crowd's like 15 feet away from them, but they can stand 2 feet away from each other with no masks. Liberal logic. Liberal logic is fucking retarded. Let's see what else is stupid that they're saying. I'm sure whatever they're saying is stupid. Like, I'm almost positive. Let's play it. If we turn it on right now and they're saying something stupid, we all take a shot.
The best of our organization and our caregivers of our city and our state.
Take a shot. What do you say was stupid as fuck? They've been killing old people left and right. Take a shot.
Biden shows up. Oh,
Biden's coming? I thought Biden wasn't coming to this debate.
if Biden shows up, everybody has to take a shot.
If Biden shows up, everybody has to take a shot.
Okay.
Here's my colleague and friend, president of Case Western Reserve University.
Anytime they
Bob Snyder.
anytime they backhandedly say something bad about Trump, like when they said,
Case Western
we have,
Reserve is honored
ethics, not
to
personality.
co-host this
When they do something like that, you have to
presidential
shot.
debate with our partners at Cleveland Clinic, and delighted to show you the spectacular space we created together. Research has long shown that
Cheers.
team-based healthcare leads to better outcomes for patients. Yet nearly every academic institution continues to prepare students in separate buildings.
You know, I don't care about your healthcare for all bullshit babble you're trying to insert in the Democratic debate, because I'm going to call it Democratic debate because you guys are clearly all Democrats. But we're going to watch Trump turn into a Republican debate really quickly, and we're going to watch all these Buffy's heads spin.
Mm-hmm.
So until then, we're going to watch my head because it's so much more interesting than everything they have to say. I love how they're throwing their own politics in it. I thought they probably shouldn't do that, because for debates, they shouldn't be allowed to do that, because this is a debate for both sides. Idiots. Like,
I told you, it's their rules and then their rules.
well, Trump is about to show them who the fuck makes the real rules.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty about having Trump, is that these Buffys have been doing this shit every time for years. But now, they can try to do it now, but Trump is gonna fucking go to town.
Amen. Cha-ching. Got it.
Like, they're all gonna be turning over in their graves that they ain't even in yet. Like, we better start ordering caskets, bitch. She looks like she said something important. Her chin moved a little bit, and she got that Nancy look. You know, when she like squints her eyes.
Is she wearing a wig?
Oh, obviously.
Well, I can't assume.
Yeah, it's over.
Thank you, Tom and Barbara, very much.
Bitches! You're so hot! Look at them. They're all fucking hot, bitch.
One housekeeping.
Damn, when they walk in, everybody shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, Jim Jordan. They ain't even gonna shake their hand, Jim Jordan. I love you, Jim Jordan.
And please.
Oh,
stay
there,
where
look
you
at
are
just
until
Biden.
that happens.
Biden's wife. That's it. Biden's wife and
I
daughter.
would like to now introduce Chris Wallace, the moderator of this evening's debate.
Did you guys feel that power when they walk in the room? Ugh, I love it so much. God, I love Trump's family. There was power in that walk. They're like, bitch.
Damn it.
They're like not even human.
This is
Chris Wallace, we can't hear you. I didn't mute you guys. I'm sorry. I didn't do that.
I'm not getting home till midnight.
We can't hear him. Chris. White C-SPAN. C-SPAN.
Wally.
Yeah, look at it. It's why can't we hear it? C-SPAN. I swear to God, guys, I didn't turn off the sound. Let's go to another one. This ain't happening right now. This ain't happening right now. Sounds off everywhere.
Oh. See, Biden's not there yet. They're going to say technical.
Yeah, see, it's all, yeah, my sound perfect. It's just this. I'm sorry, guys. The sound is off on every channel now for some reason. Because Chris Wallace is probably saying something good about the Trumps.
Yeah, they're filtering.
Dude. Where's the sound?
Sabotage.
No, for real. Where the fuck is the sound? Where's the sound? Right side, come on, right side, come on, you gotta come through for us.
That one. It begins in 3 minutes.
I know, come on.
God, count.
The sound guys, I'm sorry guys, everybody's watching right now at the same time. The sound got shut off on every single person's. Woo! Right Side Broadcasting, of course, had our back. But of course, like normal fashion, Right Side Broadcasting is always lagging somewhere. Sorry guys, I love Right Side, but they're always laggy.
Can you do it?
And he has to, on this stage, worldwide stage, be tough on both candidates. So don't worry about that. And he's not going to leak the questions. He's not going to do anything like that. The problem is that each candidate...
You watch on TV listening to me? Yeah! Come on, Right Side
has
Broadcasting.
2 minutes to answer the question.
Get off my microphone.
Uninterrupted. So it's not like me interviewing somebody where if they don't answer a question, I say, wait a minute, you pinhead, you're not answering the question. I just cut them off. That's part of my charm, as you all know. Wallace can't do that. So he can ask Trump, what about COVID? What did you did this, you did that? And Trump can go, you know what, yeah, blah, 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 and for 2 minutes, filibuster.
Somebody
And
on
why
another
you
live
do the
said that.
same
He's announcing that
You have to answer
Biden
the
has
question.
COVID.
Oh, snap. This is like California Chrome against Gunner. You know, the first California Chrome race.
Hold on.
Your
mother's song.
That sounds like a song.
Oh, you have my Trump gun.
Don't have the First TV app yet? What
I
are you
need
waiting
it.
for?
You get it?
Download it and get instant access to Bill O'Reilly, Dana Lash,
shoot it.
Jesse Kelly, Buck Sexton, and Mike Slater on your phone, tablet, or smart TV. The best part, it's absolutely free. Watch your favorite programs live or on demand, anywhere, anytime. Don't wait. Download the First TV app right now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Android, iOS, and Apple TV.
More.
The First TV in your favorite app store and start watching today. Stay informed. Stay connected. Download the First TV app right now. It's free.
Hey,
Your
Bill
mother's
O'Reilly
free.
here, reminding you to watch the
Oh, you got 2
Doomsday
minutes.
News right here on the First TV every night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Now more than ever, you deserve the truth. Real news, real facts. It's time to tune out the mainstream media. Get news from someone you trust. Me. Don't miss
Me.
the No Spin
You
News
selfish bitch.
every night, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Don't miss Bill O'Reilly's No Spin News every night at 8 p.m. Eastern only on the First.
Hi, Jessica Burnham.
There's a new email
What am I
that
drinking?
prepares you
What are we
every day
drinking?
to be smart, stay
Wine.
informed, and always be on the alert for liberal
Oh,
media
champagne.
spin. It's called Up First, and it's only on the First TV. It is
Oh, they have vodka in there.
headlines, instant reaction.
Oh, I have vodka in my room. I have a whole handle. I'm gonna need it. I'll
analysis,
get it in there.
and fight back against the progressive agenda. Don't wait. Get the same email First TV hosts use to stay informed every morning. Never miss an important story. Go to thefirsttv.com and sign up for the Up First newsletter today.
That's cute.
Hey guys, Dana Lash here, reminding you to download the
I love
First
you,
TV
Dana.
app right now. With the First TV
I met
app,
her,
you
she's
can
so
watch
fucking
my
cool.
show, The Dana Show, live or on demand, anywhere, anytime. The First TV app is available on iOS,
You're
Android,
welcome, John.
Amazon Fire, Roku, and now Apple TV.
I'm so excited,
Just
bitch,
search
you
for
don't
the
even
First
know.
TV app in your favorite app store and download it today.
I live for this shit.
Looking for the smartest and most honest political analysis of the presidential
There ain't no
debate?
such thing,
Watch Bill
bitch.
O'Reilly's live post-debate
Well, I
special
mean-
right here on the First TV immediately following the debate.
It is time. Don't you feel it? You got that little feeling in your stomach yet? It's debate time. This is the first debate and most important debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and you don't have to change channel for it. It's coming up here in just a couple minutes right here on the First. What are we going to see tonight? Well, we're going to see Joe Biden perform better than you think he's going to perform early on. We all know why. but it's a 90-minute debate.
Yeah.
Does Joe Biden
Yeah.
have the stamina to even go for 90 minutes? We know Donald
wait,
Trump
wait,
does.
wait.
We see him do it
Yeah.
all the
No.
time, giving 1 hour,
I'm gonna
hour and a
cut
half,
it.
2-hour speeches on the campaign trail. Can Joe Biden hold it up? It can get exhausting. How do they talk about taxes? How do they talk
Oh,
about
they didn't even pop all that.
coronavirus? How do they talk about spending? Do they even talk about spending? How do they talk about the upcoming SCOTUS nomination process of ACB? Who
We're already
is out there
celebrating.
trying to win over Rust
Got
Belt
your
swing
money.
voters, and who is out there
And
only
your
talking to their base? These are all questions we don't have to ask anymore. We're going to find out Donald Trump versus Joe Biden head to head. Who's the winner? And how
Bitch,
will
what do you mean? You already know.
Don't
Don't act like
forget,
you don't know.
Moderators can make or break debates.
Don't act like this is gonna
One
be a
last
close
thing, do not
call.
Forget, right after the
Don't think
debate
this
is
is gonna be a
over,
close
you still won't have
call.
to change the channel because Bill O'Reilly himself is doing a post-debate show.
Oh, yeah.
Long story short, you're about to have a real good night.
We're gonna party over
Enjoy
here.
the debate.
Make sure
I sure will.
That's Marta, not Lisa.
They ain't gonna shake hands because of COVID. But really, Trump ain't gonna shake his fucking hand anyways. Like Nancy,
From the
remember
Health
Nancy? He
Education
was like,
campus of Case Western Reserve University and the
Put them all right
Cleveland
here,
Clinic.
but
I'm Chris Wallace of Fox News, and I welcome you to the first of the 2020 presidential debates between President Donald J. Trump
Marta,
and former Vice President Joe Biden.
ah,
This debate is sponsored by the Commission on Presidential Debates.
this ain't
The
even
Commission
fair.
has designed the format, 6 roughly 15-minute segments with 2-minute answers from each candidate to the first question.
That'll be the
and
longest Joe
open
Biden's ever
discussion
answered
for
a question.
rest of each segment. Both campaigns have agreed to these rules.
Gigi,
For
you're
the
watching
record,
something way more
I
ahead of
decided
us.
the topics and the questions in each topic. I can assure you, none of the questions has been shared with the commission or the 2 candidates. This debate is being conducted under health and safety protocols designed by the Cleveland Clinic, which is serving as the health security advisor to the commission for all 4 debates. As a precaution, both campaigns have agreed that
Why are we
candidates
watching him read a
will not
teleprompter?
shake
Gigi, don't
hands
tell
at
people
the
that. They're gonna
beginning
leave
of
my
tonight's
fucking
debate.
feet, girl.
The audience here in the hall has promised to remain silent. No cheers, no boos
Gigi.
or other interruptions, so we, and more importantly you, can focus on what the
Look at now, my
candidates
numbers are
have
going
to
way
say.
down. Thanks, Gigi.
No noise except right now, as we welcome the Republican nominee, President Trump, and the Democratic nominee, Vice President Biden.
All over my house. You guys don't see this, but there's a mess everywhere.
it's not in my bra.
Gentlemen, a lot of people have been waiting for this night, so let's get going.
Wait,
Our
he said the
first
Republican
subject
president.
is the
Why are they both
Supreme
there?
Court. President Trump, you nominated Amy Coney Barrett over the weekend to succeed
It's okay.
the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the court. You say the Constitution is clear about your obligation and the Senate's to consider a nominee to the court. Vice
Fill that
President
seat.
Biden, you say that this is an effort by the president and Republicans to jam through an appointment and what you call an abuse of power. My first question to
As
both
if
of
Joe
you
Biden even
tonight,
has a chance of
why
winning.
are you right in the argument you make and your opponent wrong? And where do you think a Justice Barrett would take the court? President Trump, in this first segment, you go first, 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Chris. I will
He
tell
needs
you
longer
very
time than
simply,
that.
we won the election. Elections have consequences. We have the Senate, we have the White House, and we have a phenomenal nominee, respected by all, top academic, good in every way, In
Everywhere.
fact, some of her biggest endorsers are very liberal people from Notre Dame and other places. So I think
Biden's
she's
getting
gonna be
nervous?
fantastic. We have plenty of time. Even if we did it after the election itself. I have a lot of time after the election, as you know. So I think that she will be outstanding. She's going to be as good as anybody that has served on that court. We really feel that. We have a professor at Notre Dame, highly respected by all, said she's the single greatest student he's ever had. He's been a professor for a long time at a great school. And we won the election, and therefore we have the right to choose her. And very few people knowingly would say otherwise. And by the way, the Democrats, they wouldn't even think about not doing it. If they had, the only difference is they try and do it faster. There's no way they would give it up. They had Merrick Garland, but the problem is they didn't have the election, so they were stopped. And probably that would happen in reverse also. Definitely would happen in reverse. So we won the election, and we have the right to do it.
Obama did it.
President Trump, thank you. Same question to you, Vice President Biden. You have 2 minutes.
Every time Biden, if
First of
Biden
all,
stumbles, we have to take a drink.
Thank you for doing this and looking forward to this, Mr.
Oh, you know the
President.
thing.
The American people have a right to have a say in who the Supreme Court nominee is. And that say occurs when they vote for a United States senators.
The American
and
people
when
do
they
not
vote
have a
for
say in the Supreme
President of
Court.
the United States.
They do not. The American
They're
people do
gonna
not.
get that chance now because we're in the middle of an election already. The election has already started.
We don't vote for a
Tens of
Supreme Court,
thousands of
dummy.
people have already voted. And so the thing that should happen is we should wait. We should wait and see what the outcome of this election is.
We
Because
already
that's
know
the
it.
only way the American people get to express their view is by who they elect as president and who they elect as vice president. Now, what's at stake here is the president's made it clear he wants to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. He's been running on that, he ran on that, and he's been governing on that.
And he
He's in
kept
the
his
Supreme
promises,
Court right
bitch.
now trying to get rid of the Affordable Care Act,
Um,
which will strip 20 million people from having insurance, health insurance now, if it goes into court. And
just watch mine, Jason.
The justice, and I have nothing. I'm not opposed to the justice. She seems like a very fine person, but she's written before she went on the bench, which is her right, that she thinks that the Affordable Care Act is not constitutional. The other thing is on the court, and if it's struck down, what happens? Women's rights are fundamentally changed. Once again, a woman could be held pay more money because she has a pre-existing condition of pregnancy. They were able to charge a woman more for the same exact procedure.
Pregnancy is not a condition.
Yes, and that ended when we, in fact, passed the Affordable Care Act. And there's 100 million people who have pre-existing conditions, and they'll be taken away as well. Those pre-existing conditions, the insurance companies
yours
are gonna
didn't
love.
cover
And so
10,000
it's just
Americans.
not appropriate.
Or was it, no, it was 10 million, sorry, 10 million.
This election, if he wins,
Kamala Harris
the
said
election,
that your
then the Senate is
healthcare plan
Democrat or Republican,
leaves out 10 million
then it goes
Americans.
forward. If not, we should wait until February. All right.
There aren't 100 million people with pre-existing conditions. As far as the say is concerned, the people already had their say. Okay, Justice Ginsburg said very powerfully, very strongly, at some point, 10 years ago or so, she said a president and the Senate is elected for a period of time, but a president's elected for 4 years. We're not elected for 3 years. I'm not elected for 3 years. So we have the Senate, we have a president.
It's elected to the next
During
election.
that period of time, we have an opening. I'm not elected for 3 years. I'm elected for 4 years.
Amen.
The 100 million people, Joe, the 100 million people is totally wrong. I don't know where you got that number. The bigger problem that you have is that you're going to extinguish 180 million people with their private health care that they're very
That's
happy
simply
with.
not true.
Well, you're certainly
knows
going
that.
to socialists.
That-
You're going to
this-
socialist.
this is- we're now into
Woo!
open discussion.
It
Yes,
already
right.
began.
Go ahead, Vice President. Number one, he knows that what I proposed. What I proposed is that we expand Obamacare and we increase it. We do not wipe any. And one of the big debates we had with 23 of my colleagues trying to win the nomination.
That's all your votes, girl.
We're saying that Biden wanted to allow people to have private insurance still. They can. They do. They will under my proposal.
It's not what you said,
But
and it's not what
that
your party
is-
has said.
That is simply
Your party
a lie.
doesn't say. Your
That
party
is
wants
sim-
to go socialist
My
medicine
party is
and
me.
socialist
Right
healthcare.
now, I am
And
the
they're going to
Democratic
dominate
Party.
you, Joe. You know that.
I am the Democratic
No,
Party.
you're the
right
mouthpiece
now.
of the Democratic
The
Party.
platform of the
according
Democratic
to
Party
Harris.
is what I, in fact, approved of. What I approved of. Now, here's the deal. The deal is that it's going to wipe out pre-existing conditions. And by the way, the 200,000 people that have died on his watch, how many of those
200 million?
have survived? Well, there's 7 million people that contracted COVID. What does it mean for them?
And there's
going forward if you
360
strike down
billion
the
people.
Affordable Care Act?
360 million people on the planet or on the country.
308,000 military people died because you couldn't provide them proper health care in the military. So don't tell me
I'm
about
happy
this.
to talk about.
And if you were here,
Look,
it
here's
would
the
be
deal.
200. It would be 2 million people because you were very late on the draw. You
Late
didn't
on
want
the
me to
draw.
ban China, which was heavily infected. You didn't want me to ban,
All right, gentlemen,
Europe, which was heavily
Mr.
infected.
President,
You would have been
Mr.
much
President,
later, Joe.
Mr.
Much
President,
later.
Mr.
You're
President,
talking about 2 million people.
Mr. President, as a moderator,
We are going to talk about COVID in the next segment, but go ahead.
Let me finish.
We knew this was
Is
happening,
that
Joe.
The president also is
Somebody get
opposed
Joe a
to
bathroom.
Roe v.
He's gonna
Wade.
shit himself.
That's on the ballot as well in the court.
The good thing is he'll forget when
And
he
so
did it.
that's also at stake right now.
Probably 3
And so the election is all.
You don't know it's on the ballot.
I-
Why is it on the ballot?
Because.
Why
because
is it
you
on the
said
ballot? It's not
you-
on the ballot.
It's on the ballot in the
I don't
court.
think so.
In the court. Well,
There's nothing happening there.
Donald, would
And
you
you
just
don't
be quiet
know
for a minute?
her view on Roe v. Wade. You
I
don't know
don't
her
know.
view.
Well, all right. Let's talk. We got a lot to unpack here, gentlemen.
I love you, Trump!
And then we'll come back to Roe v.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. President,
I'm so fucking proud to be a Trump supporter. If you're a Democrat right now, you look stupid.
The Trump administration, along with
You
18
look hella
state
dumb.
attorneys general, are seeking to overturn
That's right.
Obamacare, to end Obamacare. You have spent
Good.
the last,
Because they want to get good health care.
if I may ask my question, sir.
Get a job.
Over the last 4 years, you have promised to repeal and replace Obamacare, but you have never in these 4 years come up with a plan, a comprehensive plan
Yes,
to
I have.
replace Obamacare.
Of course I have.
Well,
I got rid of the
when I
individual
finish, I'm going to
mandate.
give you an
Excuse me.
opportunity.
I got rid of the individual mandate, which was a
That
big
is not
chunk
a
of
comprehensive
That
plan.
is absolutely a big thing. That was the worst
I didn't
part of
ask
Obamacare.
Sir,
Chris,
you're
that was the
debating him,
worst
not
part of
me.
Obamacare.
Let me ask my question.
Well, I'll ask Joe.
I
The
know.
individual mandate was the most unpopular
Mr. Vice
aspect of
Mr.
Obamacare. I
President,
got rid of it.
I'd like you
And
to,
we will
Mr.
protect people
President,
with
I'm the
pre-existing
moderator of this
conditions.
debate, and I would like you to let me ask my question, and then you can answer.
Go
your
ahead.
question. You, in the course of these 4 years, have never come up with a comprehensive plan to replace Obamacare, and just this last
Look at
Thursday,
Joe. Joe's like, yes,
you
yes.
signed a largely symbolic
Don't worry,
executive
Joe. Your ass
order
is gonna be
to
handed to you
protect people
way more.
with pre-existing conditions 5 days before this debate. So my question, sir, is what is the Trump healthcare
All
plan?
right. Well, first of all, I guess I'm debating you, not him, but that's okay. I'm not surprised. Let me just tell you something. There's nothing symbolic. I'm cutting drug prices. I'm going with favored nations, which no president has the courage to do because you're going against big pharma. Drug prices will be coming down 80 or 90%.
Amen.
You could have done it during your 47-year period in government, but you didn't do it. Nobody's done it. So we're cutting healthcare. All of the things that we've done, insulin. I give you an example. Insulin.
He'll take both of you bitches.
It was destroying
Anybody
families,
else want to
destroying
step up to
people
Trump?
because I'm getting it for so cheap.
He'll take every
It's
one of you
like
motherfuckers.
water. You want to know the truth? So cheap. Take a look at all of the drugs that what we're doing, prescription drug prices. We're going to allow our governors now to go to other countries to buy drugs because they pay just a
No,
tiny
Chris, don't be a
fraction.
Democrat. Don't cut him off.
No,
Let
but
me
this
ask
is
you about-
big.
let me-
This
you'll
is
be
big
happy,
stuff.
Sir, you'll be happy. I'm about to pick up on one of your points to ask the vice president.
We don't need
which
you
is
to.
He points out that you would like to add a public option to Obamacare. And
Yes.
the argument that he makes and other Republicans make is that that is going to end private insurance.
It is
and
not.
well, if I can ask you the question, and it will
Not what your
end.
party says, by the way.
It will end private insurance and create a government takeover of healthcare.
It does not. It's only for those people who are so poor they qualify for Medicaid. They can get that free in most states, except governors who want to deny people who are poor Medicaid.
Which is
Anyone
rare.
who qualifies for Medicare would.
We have Medi-Cal. Don't stumble. Don't stumble, stutter.
Enrolled in the public option.
Uh,
The
uh,
vast
uh,
majority of the American people would still not be.
Your
in
plan, Joe
that
Biden,
option.
doesn't cover 10 million Americans. And that came from Kamala Harris's mouth.
On the
Kamala Harris.
manifesto, we call it. That gives you socialized medicine.
Look, hey,
Are you
you
saying
during the
no,
debate?
listen, no. The fact of the matter is, I beat Bernie Sanders.
Not by much.
No, you didn't, bitch. You paid him off.
I'm here standing facing you, buddy.
Pocahontas would have left
Well,
2 days
I-
early. You would have lost every primary.
You got hot mess?
You got
Look,
very
here's
lucky.
the deal. I got very lucky. I'm going to get very lucky tonight as well. And tonight I'm going to make
What?
sure because
With what?
here's the deal. Here's the deal. The fact is that everything he's saying so far is simply a lie. I'm
No,
not
it's
here to
not.
call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar.
But you
I just
agree.
want to
Hey,
make
Joe,
sure.
you're the liar.
I want to make sure.
Graduated last in your class and first in your
I-
class.
I want to make
Mr.
sure.
President, can you let him finish?
Joe
sir?
came up last
He
in
doesn't know how
class.
to do that. He has,
You'd be surprised.
Joe came up last in his
the
class.
wrong guy, the wrong night at the wrong time.
Listen, you agreed with
Here's the
Bernie
deal.
Sanders to the
The
manifesto.
whole idea.
Let him.
There is no manifesto. Number
Please let
one.
him speak, Mr.
Number two.
You just lost the left.
Number two.
You just lost the left.
You agreed with Bernie Sanders on a plan.
Folks,
Absolutely
folks,
agreed
do you
to.
have any
And under that
idea
plan,
what
you
this
have
clown's
socialized, they
doing?
call it
Mr.
Do you
Medicare,
have any idea?
socialized medicine.
Mr.
Well, I'll
President,
tell you what, he is not for any help for people needing health
We
care.
knew this was going to happen, guys. We knew it.
Because he, in fact,
Joe is no
already
match.
has cost 10 million people their health care that they have.
Your plan cost 10 million people.
because of his recession.
Your plan cost 10 million people.
There are 20 million people getting health care through Obamacare now. If he wants to
Joe
take it
Biden's
away,
plan doesn't cover
he won't
10 million
give it.
Americans.
Look you in the eye and say that's what he wants to do. Take it away.
No, I want to give them
Number
better
three.
health care at a much lower price
But,
because
and by the way, he
Obamacare
doesn't
is
know
no good.
how. He doesn't know how
I've
to do
already
that.
fixed it.
He has never
I've
offered
already
a
fixed
plan.
it to an extent.
He has never
Obamacare,
done a
as you
single
might
thing.
know, but probably don't. Obamacare,
He's never done a single thing.
You're both speaking at the
It's no
same
good,
time.
and it's too expensive.
Let the president, go ahead, sir.
Obamacare is no good.
Have
We
respect.
made it better, and I had a choice to make very early on. We took away the individual mandate. We guarantee pre-existing conditions, but took away the individual mandate. Listen, this is the way it is, and that destroyed. That they shouldn't even call it Obamacare. Then I had a choice to make. Do I let my people?
Obama
run
didn't
it
want to call it
really
Obamacare.
well, or badly? If I run it badly, they'll probably blame him, but they'll blame me. But more importantly, I want to help people. Okay? I said you got to run it so well.
That's what
And I just had a meeting with them. They said the problem is no matter how well you run Obamacare, it's a disaster. It's too expensive.
I got you.
Premiums
I
are
got
too
it.
high, and
That's
it
what
doesn't
his
work.
people- that's what
So
his people
we
said.
do want to
No,
get
no,
rid of it.
It's
Chris,
an
we
open-
want to get rid of it.
I
and
understand
give
it, sir,
something
but I have
that's
to
cheaper
give
and
you roughly equal time.
Good.
Please let the vice president talk.
Good.
He has no plan for health care.
Of course we do.
Please.
He sends out wishful thinking. He has executive orders that have no power. He hasn't lowered drug costs for anybody. He's been promising a health care plan since he got elected. He has none, like almost everything else.
Are
he
you on
talks
Earth?
about. He does not have a plan.
Joe
He doesn't
Biden's
have
out
a
of
plan.
touch with the American
And the
people.
fact is, this man doesn't know what he's talking about.
All right,
He's
I
against-
have one final question for you.
Everybody watching
Mr.
has
Vice
good health care
President.
now.
If Senate Republicans, we're talking originally about the Supreme Court here. If Senate Republicans go ahead and confirm Justice
They
Barrett,
will.
there has been talk about ending the filibuster or even packing the court, adding to the 9 justices there. You call this a distraction by the president, but in fact, it wasn't brought up by the president. It was brought up by some of your Democratic colleagues in Congress. So my question to you is, you have refused
Chris, you could
to
suck my
talk
dick again.
about it. Are you willing to tell the American people tonight whether or not you will support
right.
either ending the
You
filibuster
take that back.
or packing the court?
Whatever
Definitely
position
not.
I take on that, that'll become the issue. The issue is the American people should speak. You should
We
go
are.
out and vote. You're
We
in
did.
voting now. Vote and let your senators know how
Are you gonna
strongly
pack
you
the
feel.
court?
Vote now.
You're gonna pack the
We
Make
court?
did,
sure
bitch.
You, in fact, let people know
He doesn't want
you're
to answer
senators.
Joe
I'm not going to answer the question
Why would you answer that
because
question?
the question
You
is,
put a lot of
the
new
question
Supreme Court
is,
justice,
the
radical
question-
left.
will you
Who is
shut
your,
up, man?
listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Beat him up, Trump. Beat him up. Beat him up. Beat him up.
This is so
He's gonna pack the court.
We have
I'm
ended,
not gonna give a
we
list.
have ended this segment. We're going to move on to the second segment.
That was really a productive segment, wasn't it?
You're not a productive person, though, Biden.
The people understand you.
You're a piece of shit.
47 years, you've done nothing. They understand.
All right.
47
The
years done
second
nothing.
subject is COVID-19.
No, he did some stuff. The crime bill.
Let's try to be
Made
serious.
gays illegal.
More than 7
Don't ask, don't
billion
tell.
cases
He did some
of
things.
coronavirus in the United States, and more than 200,000 people.
Fuck
have
you, Joe
died.
Biden.
Even after we produce a vaccine, experts say that it could be months or even years before we come back to anything approaching normal. My question for both of you is, based on what you have said
Because
and
Biden
done
can't count.
so far, and what you have said you would do starting in 2021, why should the American people trust you more than your opponent to deal with this public health crisis going forward? In this case,
Because Trump's
the question
transparent.
goes to you first,
He doesn't
sir.
lie to us.
2 minutes uninterrupted.
He doesn't switch it up.
Good luck. 200,000 dead. As you said, over 7 million infected in the United States.
Out
We,
of
in fact,
360 million
5%,
people.
well, 4% of the world's population, 20% of the deaths. 40,000 people a day are contracting COVID.
More people
In
are
addition
dead
to
from other
that,
reasons.
About between 750 and 1,000 people a day are dying.
You're
When he was
99%
presented
chance
with
going
that
to
number,
survive
he
it.
said, "Is what it is. Well, it is what it is because you are who you are.
That's why it is.
Oh,
The president has.
Wait, you say his reasoning is because you are who you are.
Out anything.
That's
He knew
your
all the way
reasoning?
back in February how serious this crisis was.
Biden said it
He
is
knew
that what it
was
is
a
because you are who
deadly
you are.
disease. What did he do?
That's
He's on
educational.
tape is acknowledging he knew it. He said he didn't tell us or give people a warning of it because he didn't want to panic the American people. You don't panic. He panicked. In addition to that,
He didn't panic,
what did
bitch.
he do?
He ain't panicking now.
He went in and
He ain't panicking now.
insisting that the Chinese-
You're
the
panicking,
people
stutter,
we had in
stutter,
China should
stutter,
be able to go to
stutter.
Wuhan and
You're that
determine
little
for
boy in school I used to
themselves
beat up,
how
bitch.
dangerous this was. He
I'm
did
just kidding.
not even ask Xi to do that. He told us what a great job
I
Xi
said I was sorry
doing.
after high
He said
school, okay? I
we
found him
owe
on
the debt
Facebook. I
of
said I was
gratitude
sorry.
for being so
In real life, I
transparent
really did
with
do
us.
that. I really
And
picked
what
on this
did he
kid in
do
school
then?
all the time. I'm
He
sorry,
then
Eric, if
did
you're watching
nothing.
this.
He waited and waited and waited. He still doesn't have a plan.
I was so mean to him in high school.
I
It's so
laid
bad.
out
He was like,
exactly what we should be doing.
I feel
And
so bad
I laid
though.
out again in
He was a good
July
kid.
what we should be doing. We should be providing all the protective gear possible. We should be providing the money the House has passed in
Bitch,
order to
what do you think he's done?
and get people the help they need to keep their businesses
Thank you,
open,
Joe Biden.
open schools. It costs a lot of money.
They only shut down
You
in
should get out of
left-leaning
your
fucking
bunker
states, you
and
idiot.
Get out of the sand trap and get in your golf course and go in the Oval Office and bring together the Democrats and Republicans.
He's not
and
Obama.
fund what needs to be done now to save lives.
So if we would have listened to
You
you,
have 2 minutes, sir.
if we would have listened to you, the country would have been left wide open. Millions of people would have died, not 200,000. And one person is too much. It's China's fault. It should have never happened. They stopped
Amen.
it from going in, but it was China's fault. And by the way, when you talk about numbers, you don't know how many people died in China. You don't know how many people died in Russia. You don't know how many people died in India. They don't exactly give you a straight count, just so you understand. But if you look at what we've done, I closed it and you said he's xenophobic. He's a racist and he's xenophobic because you didn't think I should have closed our country. Wait a minute.
It says 2 minutes.
You didn't think we should have closed our country because you thought it was terrible. You wouldn't have closed it for another 2 months. By my doing it early, in fact, Dr. Fauci said President Trump saved thousands of lives. Many of you Democrat governors said President Trump did a phenomenal job. We worked with
Even
the
Gavin
governor.
Newsom.
Go to
Even
the-
Gavin Newsom said that.
The governor said I did a phenomenal job. Most of them said that. In fact, people that would not be necessarily on my side said that. President Trump did a phenomenal job. We did. We got the gowns. We got the masks. We made the ventilators. You wouldn't have made ventilators. And now we're weeks away from a vaccine. We're doing therapeutics already. Fewer people
And
are
what have
dying
you
when
done?
they
You haven't
get
come out of
sick.
your basement,
Far
bitch.
Fewer people are dying. We've done a great job.
I'm that friend,
The only
like-
thing I haven't done a good job, and that's because of
You know how
the
like
fake
in
news.
college
No
when your
matter
friend's
what
like
you
about to
say
fight
them,
somebody?
they give you
I'm that
bad
friend that's
press
behind
on
him
it.
like,
It's
yeah,
just fake
bitch.
news. They
That's
give
me.
you good press. They give me bad press because that's the way it is, unfortunately. But let me just tell you something. I don't care. I've gotten used to it. But I'll tell you, Joe, you could never have done the job that we did. You don't have it in your blood. You could have never done that job.
Amen.
Job.
Woo!
I know how to get the job.
Well, you didn't do very well in swine.
You're a pussy, Joe.
H1N1. You were.
We're gonna grab you, bitch.
14,000 people died, not 200,000. There was no economic recession.
Sir, you made a
There was no recession.
You made a point. Let him answer.
And there was no one. We didn't shut down the economy. This is his economy. He shut down. The reason it's shut down is because, look.
I
you
lost
folks
my
at
business.
home,
Did
how
you
many
lose
get up
yours?
this
A lot
morning
of you guys did.
and had an empty chair at the kitchen
you
table
look at
because someone died of COVID. How many of you are in a situation where you lost your mom or dad and you couldn't even speak to them yet?
Because you put the COVID patients in the elderly care facilities, motherfucker. You killed them. You killed them, you murderer, motherfucker. Lying bitch.
Director says we could lose as many as another 200,000 people between now
Well,
and the end
stop
of the year.
putting them in elderly care facilities, you
Just
dumbass.
wear a mask, we can save half those numbers.
Joe? Where's your mask, Joe? Where the fuck's your mask, bitch?
The whole notion of a vaccine.
Your dumbass wife was holding your dumbass daughter, both of them wearing no motherfucking mask.
I know you don't. But we trust as a scientist.
Where's your mask, bitch?
Okay.
Pelosi's not there, she's at the salon.
Let me move on to
Pelosi's at the salon.
questions about the future, because you both have touched on two of the questions I'm going to ask. Focusing on the future.
Trump
President
answers
Trump,
questions.
You have repeatedly either contradicted
New
or
York
been
and
at odds
California,
with some of
they
your
killed our
government's
elderly
own
people
top
off.
scientists. The week before last, the head of the Center for
Red
Disease
states
Control,
didn't do
Dr.
that.
Redfield, said it would be summer before the vaccine would become generally available to the public. You said that he was confused and mistaken. Those were your two words.
If
But
people still buy Biden's
Dr.
nervous
Slawi, the
bullshit
head of your
and
operation
think that that can
Warp
run our
Speed,
country,
has said exactly the same thing.
then they are
both
fucking
wrong?
actually
Well, I've
stupid.
spoken to the companies and we can have it a lot sooner. It's a very
If you're on the
political thing
left
because people like this
and you
would
agree
rather
with this
make it
comment,
political than save lives. It
we
is
are
a very
not
political
on the
thing.
same level.
I've spoken to Pfizer, I've spoken to all of the people that you have
And
to
you are
speak
not allowed to sit
agree.
with me.
Moderna, Johnson and Johnson,
Go
and
back to
others.
school.
They can go faster than that
Or
by
shoot
a
yourself.
lot. Become very political because
Mass
the
shooting,
left,
tell everybody.
or I don't know,
Yeah,
if
So
it's
you're
left, I don't know
suggesting
what
that
I
the
call it.
head of your operation Warp Speed, Dr. Slawi?
I disagree with him. Yeah, no, I disagree with both of them. And he didn't say that. He said it could be there, but it could also be much sooner. I had him in my office 2 days ago.
He talked about the summer, sir, before it's generally available. Just like
He said
Dr.
it's a
Redfield.
possibility that we'll have the answer before November
Sadly, this
1st.
comment, though,
It
is
could
true.
also
I'm
be
talking about
after
when it's
that.
generally available. not
Well, we're going to deliver it right away. We have the military all set up logistically. They're all set up. We have our military that delivers soldiers, and they can do 200,000 a day. They're going to be
Gigi, stop!
delivered.
I love you, Gigi, but fuck.
By Easter, this will be gone away.
No, Gigi,
By the warm
Gigi's a
weather,
couple minutes
it's
ahead of us.
Miraculous, like a miracle. And by the way, maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm, and that would take care of it. This is the
That
same
was
man.
said sarcastically,
That was
and you
him.
know that.
I-
That was said
And
sarcastically.
so here's the deal. This man is
What a
talking
piece of
about a vaccine. Every serious company is talking about maybe having a vaccine done by the end of the year. But the distribution of that vaccine will not occur until sometime beginning or the middle of next year to get it out, if we get the vaccine. And pray God we will.
Gigi said somebody said, come to Philly, let's fight.
President, I want to pick up
We'll have the vaccine soon.
I want to pick up on this question, though. You say the public can trust the scientists, but they can't trust President Trump. In fact, you said that again tonight. Your running mate, Senator Harris, goes further, saying the public health experts, quote, will be muzzled, will be suppressed. Given the fact that polls already show that people are concerned about the vaccine and are reluctant to take it, are you and your running mate, Senator Harris, contributing to that fear?
No more than the question you just asked him. You pointed out. He puts pressure and disagrees with his own scientists.
But you're saying you can't,
Everybody
or
knows.
Senator
And-
Harris is saying
no,
you can't trust the
No,
scientists.
well, no, you can trust the scientists.
Oh, you can.
She didn't say that. You can trust.
She said the public health
did say
experts,
that.
quote, will be muzzled.
Well, that's what he's going to try to do.
He
but
doesn't
there's
remember.
millions of
He doesn't
scientists-
remember.
thousands of scientists out
He
there
doesn't
that work
remember.
at this great hospital that don't work for him. Their job doesn't depend on him.
She has
That's
two
not-
glasses over here.
They're the people. And by the way,
Spoke to the scientists that are in
by
charge.
the way,
They will have the vaccine very soon.
Let him
do you believe for a moment
No.
what he's telling you in light of all the lies he's told you about?
Name
the
one.
whole
Name
issue
one. Oh,
relating
wait.
to COVID. He still hasn't even acknowledged that he knew this was happening, knew how dangerous it was going to be back in February, and he didn't even.
He banned
tell
China
you.
from coming here.
He's on record as saying it. He panicked, or he just looked at the stock market. One of the two, because guess what? A lot of people die, and a lot more are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker.
So-
Mr. President?
Oh, so what would you
Use
do,
the
Joe?
word Smart. So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me.
Oh,
Because you know
Ben!
there's nothing smart about you. For 47 years you've done that.
Let's have this debate.
And if you would have had, let me just tell you something, Joe.
No,
If you would have had the charge of what I was put through, I had to close the greatest economy in the history of our country. And by the way, now it's being built again.
See,
And it's going out of the economy in the next segment, sir.
okay.
It's going up fast.
Okay.
Look forward to it.
When it comes to how the virus has been handled so far, the two of you have taken very different approaches, and this is going to affect how the virus is handled going forward by whichever of you ends up becoming the next president. I want to quickly go through several of those.
We know who's gonna win.
Reopenings. Vice President Biden, you have been much
Don't
more
play with me.
reluctant than President Trump about reopening the economy and schools.
Ex-Vice President.
Why, sir?
Because he doesn't have a plan. If I were running, I'd know what the plan is. You've
I
got
would
to
know how the, what
provide
the,
these
what?
businesses the ability to have the money to be able to reopen with the PPE as well as with the sanitation they need. You have to
Tell
provide
that
them
to Nancy
plastic.
Pelosi.
Well, he's just shush for a minute.
Tell it to
See,
Nancy
no.
Pelosi. And
And
Schumer,
by the
Brian
way,
Chuck.
Nancy Pelosi and Schumer, they have a plan. He won't even meet with them. The Republicans won't meet in the Senate. But he sits in his golf course. And, well, I mean,
No.
literally, think about it.
You probably play more than I do, Joe.
I've been at most of the debates. He's not at the golf course, honey.
And the fact
Well, he wants to shut down this country.
Oh.
And I want to keep it open.
Amen.
And we did a great thing
just
by
admitted
shutting
he
it
shut
down.
it down.
Wait a minute, Joe. Let me shut you down for a second.
No.
Joe.
Oh my God.
Because we didn't know anything about the disease. Now we found that
No.
elderly people with heart problems and
my God.
diabetes and
I'm
different
so
problems
having a
are
great time
very, very vulnerable.
my-
We learned a lot.
How about
Young
you?
children
Vulnerable people.
aren't. Even younger people aren't. We've
Okay.
learned a lot. But he wants to shut it down. More people will be hurt by continuing. If you look at Pennsylvania, if you look at certain states that have been shut down, they have Democrat governors all. One of the reasons they're shut down is because they want to keep it shut down until after the election.
Yeah.
I
November
want to
3rd.
move on to another
Because
subject.
it's a
I want to move
political
on to another
I gotta
subject.
respect
I
But
want to
those
move-
states,
I wanna
those
move
states
on to
are
another
not
subject.
doing well that are shut down.
Which is
right
why
now.
respond to it.
President
shut
Trump,
down
you
the
have
record.
begun to increasingly question the effectiveness of masks as a disease preventer. And in fact, recently you have cited the issue of waiters touching their masks and touching plates. Are you questioning
No, I think
the
masks
efficacy
are
of
okay. You
of
have to
masks?
understand, if you look, I mean, I have a mask right here. I put a mask on it, when I think I need it. Tonight, as an example, everybody's had a test and you've had social distancing and all of the things that you have to, but I
Just
wear
like your
masks
rally.
when needed. When needed, I wear masks.
Okay, let me ask.
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from me, and he shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen. I will say,
Vice President Biden, go ahead, sir.
Look, the way to open businesses is give them the wherewithal to be able to open. We provided money.
But I was asking you, sir, about masks.
Well, masks make a big difference. His own head of the CDC said if we just wore masks between now, everybody wore masks in social distance between now and January, we'd probably save up to 100,000 lives. It matters.
Yes,
And they've
they
also
only
said
want
the
us
opposite.
to-
At least he said a number.
No
For the first time in the whole debate, he said a number. Although it's a fake one.
Dr. Fauci said the opposite.
I want to ask you, we got
Said
a
very
little more than a
strongly,
minute left in this segment.
masks are not good. Then he changed his mind. He said masks good.
If you're a leftist, Joe Biden thinks you're stupid.
Because
And if you believe
your
him,
different approaches
you are
has even
stupid.
affected the way that you have campaigned. President Trump, you're holding large rallies with crowds packed together, thousands of people.
I was there, bitch, and I ain't sick at all, motherfucker.
Vice President Biden, you are holding much smaller events with
What about the riots?
I was in there. I wore a mask.
She was on camera, bitch. She sat behind Trump.
In any case, why are you holding the big rallies?
Ain't nobody sick, bitch. Ain't nobody sick, bitch. Ain't nobody sick, bitch.
Because people want to hear what I have to say. I mean,
But are you not
I've done
worried
a great
about it
job
spreading
as a
disease?
president, and I'll have 35,000 people show up at airports.
Amen.
These airports,
Are you not worried about
we
the
have a
disease
lot of
issue,
people.
sir?
Well,
We
so
haven't
far,
seen any
we
numbers
have had
change.
No problem whatsoever. It's outside. That's a big difference, according to the experts. And
You
when we're outside, we
probably
have
go to the
tremendous
experts.
crowds, as you see. I mean, and literally on 24 hours notice. And Joe does the circles and has 3 people someplace.
By the way, did you see one of the last big rallies he had? And a reporter came up to him to ask him a question. He said, no, stand back. Put on your mask. Put on a mask. Have you been tested? I'm way far away from those other people. And that's what he said. I can't. I'm going to be okay. He's not worried about you. He's not worried about the people out there breathing in one another.
We've had no negative effect.
Wait, are you mad that he did what you wanted him to do?
We've had no negative effect. Now, we've
You
had
wanted Trump to do that.
40,000
All right,
people
want
at these rallies.
Just
Yes.
quickly
Now he
finish
did
up
it and you're
because I
mad?
wanna Move on to our next.
Yes, I would.
Now he did it? Now Trump did it and you're mad?
The social distancing and people wearing masks basically encourage them not to.
All right.
Ben, he's a
Are we
fool.
sick?
If you could get the crowds, you would have done the same thing. But you can't.
Gentlemen,
Nobody
can we move on to the economy?
Yes.
The economy is, I think it's fair to say, recovering faster than expected from the shutdown.
Amen, bitch.
Much faster.
In the second quarter. The unemployment rate fell to 8.4% last month. The Federal Reserve says the hit to growth, which is going to be there, is not going to be nearly as big as they had expected.
Christy,
President
you ain't
Trump,
got to
say
wear a
we
mask,
are in
baby.
a
You're beautiful. Don't
V-shaped
wear one. Fuck that.
recovery. Vice President Biden, you say it's more of a K-shape. What difference does that mean to the American people in
What is
terms
it?
of the
Wait, I
economy?
wanna know what this is.
President
What's
Trump, in this
text?
segment, you go first.
So we built the greatest economy in history. We closed it down because of the China plague. When the plague came in, we closed it down, which was
The China
very hard
plague, bitch.
psychologically to do. He didn't think we should close it down, and he was wrong. And again, 2 million people would be dead now instead of still 204,000 people is too much. One person is too much. Should have never happened from China. But what happened is we closed it down, and now we're reopening, and we're doing record business. We had 10.4 million people in a 4-month period that we've put back into the workforce. That's a record.
Boom, motherfucker!
Nobody's ever seen before. And he wants to close down he will shut it down again. He will destroy this country. You know, a lot of people between drugs and alcohol and depression, when you start shutting it down, you take a look at what's happening in some of your Democrat-run states.
Boom,
where they have these
bitch!
Tough shutdowns. And I'm telling you, it's because they don't want to open it. One of them came out last week. You saw that. Oh, we're going to open up on November 9th. Why November 9th? Because it's after the election. They think they're hurting us by keeping them closed. They're hurting people. People know what to do. They can social distance.
I live
they
in
can wash
California.
their
You're
hands, they
hurting
can
us,
wear
Joe
masks.
Biden.
They can do whatever they want. But they got to open these states up. When you look at North Carolina, when you look, and these governors are under siege, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and a couple of others, you got to open these states up.
Thank you.
It's not fair. You're talking about almost, it's like being in prison. And you look at what's going on with divorce.
Where's the lie, though? But where's the lie, though?
Drugs. It's a very, very sad
Trump,
thing.
hold me back,
And
Trump.
he'll close down the whole country. This guy will close down the whole country.
Where's the
and
lie, though?
destroy our country. Our country is coming back incredibly well, setting records as it does it. We don't need somebody to come in and say, let's shut it down.
All right.
Michelle, I got a gym. My gym's open. In Orange
you.
County, they're all open.
As I
Because we're
said,
done.
as
We're
a
done.
question,
In Orange County,
the
we're
president
done.
says it's a V-shaped recovery. You say it's a K-shaped recovery. What's the difference?
In Orange County,
difference is
we're done.
millionaires
LA
and
still shut
billionaires
down, but we're not. We're like, fuck that.
COVID crisis. Have done very well. Another billionaires have made another $300 billion.
Democrats did a
Because
genocide on our
tougher
elderly
tax
people.
cut.
Joe, shut the fuck up when I'm speaking. Shut up when I'm talking.
He only focused
Shut
on
the
the
fuck
market.
up. I wish I was on that stage.
You folks living in Scranton and Claymont and all the small towns and working class towns in America. How well are you doing? This guy paid a total of $750 in taxes.
Sir, wait, no. Sir, it's
just
just, yeah, I understand. You've agreed to the 2 minutes, so please let him have it.
Do I get my time back? The fact is that he has, in fact, worked
I
on
lost
this
my
in a
business,
way that
Stephanie.
he's going to be the first president of the United States to leave office having fewer jobs in his administration than when he became president. Fewer jobs than when he became president. First one in American history. Secondly, the people who have lost their jobs are those people who have been on the front lines, those people who have been saving our lives, those people who have been out there dying, people who have been putting themselves in a way to make sure.
Wait,
that we
has there
can
been
all
nurses
try to
dying?
make it. And the idea
No?
that he is
No?
insisting that we
The idea that you're insisting that people have been dying that have been helping is a lie.
half the states in America,
You
there's a
lied.
significant
That's a
increase
lie.
in COVID deaths
That's a
and
lie.
COVID cases in the United
Joe
States
lied.
of America.
Joe
And he wants to
lied.
open it up more. Why does he want to open it up? Why doesn't he take care of the American? You can't fix the economy until you fix the COVID
OC
crisis.
is
And
still
he
worse
has
than the
no
rest of the country, though, girl.
intention of
OC is still
doing anything about making
California.
it better
We gotta
for
remember
you
that.
all at
OC is still
home
California.
In terms of your health and your safety. Schools. Why are schools open? Because it costs a lot of money.
Children aren't affected, bitch. Why are schools closed? Why are schools closed? Why are schools closed? Bitch.
And then they decided, no, couldn't do that because
Oh
it's
my
not a
fucking,
national
oh my earrings,
emergency.
bitch. I'm about to fight this motherfucker.
They've done nothing to help small businesses. Nothing.
You ain't helped my business at all, bitch. I lost it.
Gone. He ought to
You didn't help me at all.
on
Where's
the
my money?
job
Where's my
and
money?
take care
Where's my
of
money?
the
Where's my money?
American people. So
You're even trying to take away the fact that now I'm driving for Lyft, bitch.
We're going to get to.
I
We're
have
going
to respond to that.
Well, you both have 2 minutes, sir.
Excuse me, he made a statement.
So did you.
People want their schools, no, people want their schools open.
We want to be
They don't wanna
open.
Shut down. They don't want their state shut down. They want their restaurants. I look at New York. It's so sad what's happening in New York. It's almost like a
Wait,
ghost town.
Gigi said
And
listen
I'm
up,
not
it's all
sure
about
it can
change.
ever recover what they've done in New York. People want their places open. They want to get back to their lives.
People
They'll
want
be
to be
careful,
safe.
but they want their schools open.
People want
I'm
to
the
be
one that
safe.
brought back football. By the way, I brought back Big Ten football. It was me, and I'm very happy to do it. And
All right,
people of Ohio are very proud of me. And you know
We're going to
how
get
I
back
found out? When you took the
gentlemen,
phony
we're going to
ad.
get to your economic plans going forward in a moment. But first,
Gigi says
Mr.
let's see.
President, as you well know, there's a new report that in 2016, the year you were elected president, and 2017, your first year as president, that you paid $750 a
Oh,
year in
okay.
federal income tax each of those years. I know that you pay a lot of other taxes, but I'm asking you the specific question. Is it true that
They're
you
still
pay
closed because some of the polling booths
$750
are at the
in
schools.
federal income
The schools are
taxes
closed. Just another
each of
reason to
those 2
push
years?
their
I
mail-in
paid
voting.
millions of
Duh!
dollars in
Oh my
taxes,
God!
millions of dollars of income tax.
Christy.
And let me just tell you, there
He's
was a
right.
story in one of the
Right.
papers.
Show us your tax
I paid $38 million one year. I
Christy, you're a
paid
genius.
$27 million.
Show us your tax
one year.
returns.
I went, you'll see it as soon as it's finished. You'll
This
see
girl?
it. You know, if you want
This
to
girl's a
do,
genius.
go to the Board of Elections. There's a 118-page or so report that says everything I have, every bank I have, I'm totally under leveraged because the assets are extremely good. And I built
Sir,
a
I'm
great
asking
company.
you a specific question, which
But
is.
let me tell you.
I understand all of that.
Release your
I
tax
understand all of that.
return.
No, Mr. President, I'm asking you a question. Will you tell us how much you paid in federal income taxes in 2016 and 2017?
Millions of dollars.
You paid millions of dollars?
Millions of dollars.
So
yes.
not 750.
Millions of dollars, and you'll get to see it. And you'll get to
When?
see it. But let
In
me just
July?
tell you, Chris, let me just tell you something, that it was the tax laws. I don't want to pay tax. Before I came here, I was
Taxation
a
is
private developer.
theft.
I was a private business people. Like every other private person, unless they're stupid, they go through the laws, and that's what it is. He passed a tax bill that gave us all these privileges for depreciation and for tax credits. We built a building and we get tax credits like the hotel on Pennsylvania Avenue. You get a massive, which by the way, was given to me by the Obama administration. If you can believe it. The man got fired right after that happened.
Bitch, give me a drink. Give me a drink. I need a drink.
I do want to respond. Look, the tax code that made him.
Those tax laws that he did that under was under your fucking administration, Joe. Under your administration, Joe.
School teacher makes is because of.
Thanks,
him.
Joe.
He says he's smart because he can take advantage.
It's your fault,
of the tax
bitch.
Code. And he does take advantage of the tax code. That's why I'm going to eliminate the Trump tax cuts, and we're going to eliminate those tax cuts and make sure that we invest in the people who.
He's never going to win, so we don't
need the
want to
help.
win.
People out there need help.
But why didn't you do it over 20
No, you need help, Joe.
Why didn't you do it over 40-something years?
Help,
You were
Joe.
president screwing things up.
You were a senator.
You're the worst president America has ever had.
Hey,
Come
Joe,
on.
let me just say, Joe, I've done more in 47 months. I've done more than you've done in 47 years, Joe. We've done things that you never even thought of doing, including fixing
Take a shot, bitch.
military that you gave me, including taking care
We're
of
talking, Mr. President, we're talking about the economy. I'd like to ask you about your plans
Taxation is
going
theft,
forward,
bitch.
because, Mr. Vice President, your economic plan, if you were to be elected president, focuses a lot on big government, big taxes.
If you were to be
big
elected
spending.
president,
I want to
we know
focus
he ain't.
first on the taxes. You propose more than $4 trillion over a decade in new taxes on individuals making more than $400,000 a year and on corporations. President Trump says that that kind of an increase in taxes is going to hurt the economy as it's just coming out of a recession.
Well, just take a look at what is the analysis done by Wall Street firms. Points out that my economic plan would create 7 million more jobs than his in 4 years, number one. And number two, it would create an additional $1 trillion in economic growth.
What have you done for 47 years?
Buying American.
We don't care what you think is going to happen.
The federal government spends $600 billion a year on everything from ships.
They're about to do a mic drop.
To buildings and the like. And under my proposal, we're going to make sure that every penny of that has to be made by a company.
But respectfully, sir, I'm talking about taxes, not spending.
Well, by the way, I'm going to eliminate a significant number of the tax. I'm going to make the corporate tax 28%. It shouldn't be 21%.
What?
You have 91 companies, in the Fortune 500 who don't pay a single penny in tax, making billions of dollars.
Why didn't you do it
Billions of
before? You were
dollars.
vice president with Obama.
Because you, in fact, passed that. That was
Right.
your
I got
tax
it.
proposal.
I got it done. And you know what happened?
You got it done.
Our economy boomed
And,
like it's
the
never boomed.
economy is
Mr. President, Mr. President, let me pick up on that. You would continue your free market approach, lower taxes, more deregulation.
Welcome to a Republican nation, bitch. We're a fucking republic.
You talk about the economy booming. It turns out that in Obama's final 3 years as president, more jobs were created, 1.5 million more jobs than in the first 3 years of your presidency.
They had the slowest recovery since economic recovery since 1929. It was the slowest recovery. Also,
Yeah, go.
they took over something that was down here. All you had to do is turn on the lights and you pick up a lot. But they had the slowest economic recovery since 1929. Let me tell you about the stock market. When the stock market goes up, that means jobs.
Slowest.
It also means 401ks. If you got in, if you ever became president with your ideas, you want to terminate my taxes, I'll tell you what, you'll lose half of the companies that have poured in here will leave, and plenty of companies that are already here, they'll leave for other places. They will leave, and you will have a depression, the likes of which you've never seen.
Look,
Mr.
we
Vice
inherited
No, you
the
will.
worst recession short of a depression in American history.
Whose fault
I
was
was
that?
asked to bring it back. We were able to have an economic recovery that created the jobs you're talking about. We handed him a booming economy. He blew it.
Oh,
It
no,
wasn't
you
booming.
didn't.
He
It
blew
wasn't booming.
It was
It was the weakest
Well,
recovery
sir, is it
since
fair to, wait, is it fair to say he blew it when, in
When
fact,
COVID came.
when there was record low unemployment before COVID?
Yeah, but because what he did, even before COVID, manufacturing went in the hole. Manufacturing.
Oh,
Where?
Oh, Mike Lindell.
They said it would take, no, you're on number two.
No.
How about
Chris, they said it would
This
take
guy.
a miracle to bring back manufacturing. I brought back 700,000 jobs.
Yes,
They
you
brought
did.
back nothing. They gave up on manufacturing.
Bitch, Elway, bitch,
I was asked to bring back Chrysler and General Motors. We brought them back right
Oh
here
my
in the
God.
state of Ohio and Michigan. He
He
blew it. They're gone. He blew it. And in fact, they're going.
Ohio had the best year it's ever had last year.
It's not
Many
true.
car companies came in from
People are leaving California to move to Ohio, bitch.
Mr. Vice President.
Because they're trash and
And
that's where they
so
belong.
you take a look at what he's actually
Where
done.
we live.
He's done very little.
We
His trade deals are the same way.
We gotta leave.
He talks about these great trade deals. You know, he talks about the art of the deal. China's perfected the art of the steal. We have a higher deficit with China now than we did before. We have the highest
Not
trade
even
deficit
China
with
ate your
Mexico.
lunch.
All
That
right,
ate
gentlemen,
10%. China ate your lunch, Joe, and no wonder your son goes in and he takes out billions of dollars. Takes out billions of dollars to manage. He makes millions of dollars. And also,
Simply
while
not
we're at it,
true.
why is it, just out of curiosity,
Why?
the mayor of Moscow's wife gave your son $3.5 million.
Why?
What did he do to deserve it?
Why?
What
Why?
did he do with Marissa to deserve $183,000?
Question, let him answer.
None of
We'll
that
wait.
is true.
Oh, really? He didn't get
But no.
$3.5
Oh, really? It
million?
ain't true, bitch?
It's totally.
His taxes say something different. His taxes say something different. His taxes say something different.
He didn't get $3.5 million, Joe?
Mr. Vice,
He got
Mr.
$3.5 million.
President,
That is not true.
Oh, really?
Mr.
Oh,
President,
But Mr.
it's an open discussion, please.
No.
It's a fact.
Well,
It's a
you
fact.
have raised
There
an
you go,
issue, let
bam.
Mr.
That's
Vice President
right.
answer.
Discredited.
Marissa May have $183,000 a month with no experience in energy.
None.
My son did nothing wrong.
Fuck your son. He smoked crack. He got kicked out of the fucking military, bitch. Dishonorable discharge.
Like
His
you.
position has
Don't
been
do nothing wrong.
Doesn't even pay child support, bitch.
Just like you following all the women skipping their parents and
allies, by the World Bank, by
Your son did nothing just as much as you ain't racist.
by everyone has discredited. Matter of fact, even
Mr.
the
China ate your lunch, bitch.
So let me ask you this.
Under
Joe.
No, go ahead, Mr. I'm listening to you.
People under
You got $3.5
He
million from
testified-
Moscow.
he testified under oath in his administration, said, I did my job and I did it very well.
Oh,
I did
really?
it
I don't know who
honorably.
they are.
I'll
He
give
said,
you a
this is
list.
under oath when he was giving me a compliment.
Sure, you've already fired most of them because they did a good job.
Some people don't
Well,
do a good
here's
job.
They deserve to be
With you.
Go
sorry.
ahead, you get the, wait a minute, you get the final word, Mr.
Well, it's hard to get any word in with this clown. Excuse me, this.
Oh,
let me
you're
just
the
say that.
clown.
No, Mr. President,
$3.5
Mr.
million,
President.
Joe.
Jeff
That
Bezos
is simply
owns
Why
Wayfair.
did
not
he
true.
deserve $3.5 million from Moscow?
Look, here's the deal. We want to talk about families.
Where's Hunter Biden?
I don't want to do that. I mean, his family, we could talk
I don't
about
want
all
to do
night.
that. Really?
My family lost a fortune.
Bitch, what? Talk. Come on, let's go, bitch. Let's go, bitch. His family's beautiful as fuck. Your dumbass wife is ugly, bitch.
It's about your family. The American people.
True, wife with a little
That's
wobble.
not true. It doesn't want to talk about what you need. You, the American people. It's about you. That's what we're talking about.
That's why he's saying you don't need Joe.
It's the end of the segment. We're moving on.
It didn't take that.
Well,
Vice President, no.
Can I be honest? It's a very important
Try to be
question.
honest.
He stood up.
No,
He stood up
the answer to
and
the
he
question is no.
Ukraine.
No, sir.
With $1 billion, if you
That is
you know what? You're
absolutely not
Stop.
true.
keep doing it.
You're going to have
Okay,
True.
gentlemen. I hate to raise my voice, but it seems to be. Why shouldn't I be different than the two of you? So here's the
That's a
deal.
good point.
We have 6 segments. We have ended that segment. We're going to go to the next segment. In that segment, you each are going to have 2 uninterrupted moments. In those 2 uninterrupted minutes,
good
Mr.
luck with
President, you can
that.
say anything you want. I'm going to ask a question about race, but if you want to answer about something else, go ahead. If we allowed both people to speak with fewer interruptions, I'm appealing to you, sir, to do that.
Well, and him too.
Well, frankly, you've been doing more interrupting.
Oh, that's all right, but he does plenty.
Sit down, Joe.
Well, less than, sir, less
There's
than,
plenty.
no, less than you have. Let's please continue on.
Let's.
The issue of race. Vice President Biden, you say that President
She just said, holy shit,
response
something happened.
to the violence in Charlottesville 3 years ago, when he talked about very fine people on both sides, was what directly led you to launch this run for president.
Oh, yeah, sure.
President Trump, you have often said that you believe you have done more for Black Americans than any president, with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln. My question for the two of you is, why should voters trust you rather than your opponent to deal with the race issues facing this country over the next 4 years? Vice President Biden, you go first.
Enlighten us.
It's about equity and equality. It's about decency. It's about the Constitution. And we have never walked away from trying to require equity for everyone, equality for the whole.
You signed the crime bill, bitch.
But we've never accomplished it. But we've never walked away
Because
from
47
it.
years.
It is true. The reason I got in the race is when those people, close your eyes, remember what those people looked like coming out of the fields carrying torches, their veins bulging, spewing, and just spewing
They were young boys, their veins
anti-Semitic bile, and accompanied by the Ku Klux Klan. A young woman got killed. And they asked the president what he thought. He said there were very fine people on both sides. No president's ever said anything like that.
It is who's
Now, second point I
It's been debunked.
is that when Floyd was killed, when Mr. Floyd was killed,
Yeah, that was created.
there
The
was
criminal?
a peaceful protest in front of the White House. What did he do? He came out of his bunker, had the military
His bunker.
use tear gas on him so he could walk across to a
They're
church
violent.
and hold up a Bible. And then what happened? After
Whatever
that?
he's got to do
The
to get
bishop
to
of that
God,
very
baby.
Church said that it was a disgrace. The general who was with him said he
You'll burn the
all he
Bible.
ever wants to do is divide people, not unite people at all.
Oh.
This is a president who has used everything as a dog whistle.
What are
to
you
try
going to do about
generate
race, Joe?
racist
Oh,
hatred,
Joe, okay, pony
racist
soldier.
division.
Joe, what
This
are
is a
you?
man who, in fact, you talk about helping African Americans.
What are you going to
One
do?
in 1,000
Not
African Americans
African-Americans.
has been
Obama
killed
didn't help
because of the
Chicago.
coronavirus. And if he doesn't do something quickly, by the end of the year, 1 in 500 will have been killed. 1 in 500 African Americans.
The question was, what are you going to do, Joe?
Is a savior.
What
of
are you gonna do?
African-Americans. This
What are you
man
gonna do?
Cares at all? This man's done.
What about
virtually
you?
nothing. Look, the fact
What
is
are
that
you
have
going to
to
do
look
about
at
the
what he
racial shit
talks
in
about.
fucking
You
America?
have to look at what he did. And what he did has been disastrous for the African American community.
What are you going to do?
So,
So what are you going to do
You
differently?
have 2 minutes. Why should Americans
Joe never said what he's
trust
gonna
you
do.
over your opponent to deal with
He
racism?
did a crime bill, 1994.
Whoa!
You fucking lost your 2
Predators,
minutes,
African
bitch.
Americans, super predators, and they've never forgotten it. They've never
Well,
forgotten
Trump
it.
will put you
Joe.
down and still tell us his plan,
So you
bitch.
did that, and they call you a super predator, and I'm letting people out of jail now that you have treated the African American population community, you have treated the black community about as bad as anybody in this country. You did.
They're Democrats, is what they do.
And that's why, if you look at the polls, I'm doing better than any Republican has done in a long time because they saw what you did. You call them super predators, and you've called them worse than that. Because you look back at your testimony over the years, you've called
I
them
feel
a
like
lot
look at-
worse than that. As far as the
Look at him right
generals
here
is
with them.
concerned, and as far as the generals are
bitch,
concerned,
what?
we just got
What?
the support of
What?
250 military leaders and generals, total support. Law enforcement, almost every law enforcement group in the United States.
Hold me
I
back,
have
Trump.
Florida, I have
Hold me back,
Texas,
Trump.
I have Ohio, I have excuse me, Portland, the sheriff just came out today and he said, I support President Trump. I don't think you have any law enforcement. You can't even say the word law enforcement, because if you say those words, you're going to lose all of your radical left supporters. And why aren't you saying those words, Joe? Why don't you say the words law enforcement? Because you know what? If they called us in Portland, we would put out that fire in a half an hour, but they won't do it because they're run by radical left Democrats.
I've been there. I was there.
Chicago, if you look at any place you want to look, Seattle, they heard we were coming in the following day and they put up their hands and we got back Seattle. Minneapolis, we got it back, Joe, because we believe in law and order.
Trump's talking about what he's doing. So what are you doing, Joe? Joe never even said his plan.
He
never said a plan. He doesn't have a plan for
in
black
many
people.
cases, radical left, and they've got you wrapped around their finger, Joe, to a point where you don't want to say anything about law and order. And I'll tell you what, the people of this country want and demand law and order, and you're afraid to even say it.
All right. I want to return to the question of race. Vice President Biden, after the grand jury in the Breonna Taylor case decided not to charge any of the police with homicide, you said it raises the question, quote, whether justice could be equally applied in America. Do you believe that there is a separate but unequal
her boyfriend was
system of
shooting back at the
justice
police
for blacks in this country?
Yes, there's systemic injustice
What?
in work and in law enforcement and the way in which it's enforced. But look, the vast majority of police officers are good, decent, honorable men and women. They risk their lives every day to take care of us.
He just lost
But
left.
there are some bad apples, and when they occur, when they find them, they have to be sorted
Joe
out.
sounds like a
They
Republican.
have to be held accountable. They have to be held accountable.
Trump
And what
is
I'm
so.
gonna do as
Trump
President
made
of the United
Trump.
States is
Trump made
call
Joe say that.
Together an entire group of people at the White House.
Trump made
Well,
Joe
everything
say that.
from the civil rights groups to the police officers, the police chiefs, and we're going to
Trump
work this
made
out.
Joe
We're gonna
say
work
that.
This out so we change the way in which we have more transparency in when these things happen. I'm happy to see what happened to George Floyd.
Joe Biden sucking Trump's dick as we speak.
Breonna Taylor. Most don't like it, but we have to have a system where people are held accountable. When, and by the way, violence in response.
Oh,
is
he had
never
no
appropriate.
plan. He had zero
Never
plan for black
appropriate.
people. He had 2 minutes
Peaceful
speaking like
protest
this. What he thinks Trump's doing
is
wrong.
never appropriate.
All right.
He had zero plan for black people. You're giving him more than one plan. You're giving him something, which is awesome. But you have more ideas than Joe does.
But you say it is.
President Trump, I'd like to continue with the issue of race. I promise we're going to get to the issue of law and order in a moment. This month, your administration directed federal agencies to end racial sensitivity training that addresses white privilege or critical race theory.
It doesn't exist.
Why did you decide to do that, to end racial sensitivity training? And do you believe that there is systemic racism in this country, sir?
I ended it because it's racist. I ended it because a lot of people were complaining that they were asked to do things that were absolutely insane, that it was a radical revolution that was taking place in our military, in our schools, all over the place, and you know it, and so does everybody else. And he would know.
What is radical
totally
about racial sensitivity training, sir?
If you were a certain person, you had no status in life. It was sort of a reversal. And if you look at the people, we were paying people hundreds of thousands of dollars to teach very bad ideas and frankly, very sick ideas. And really, they were teaching people to hate our country. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to allow that to happen. We have to go back to the core values of this country. They were teaching people that our country is a horrible place. It's a racist place. And they were teaching people to hate our country. And I'm not going to allow that to happen.
Vice President.
Nobody's doing that. He's racist.
That enough. Hey, that's what I do. I go around and teach kids every fucking day. Because Joe asked Joe Biden, can do it right. 47 years, bitch.
Racial insensitivity. People have to be made aware of what other people feel like, what insults them, what is demeaning to them. It's important that people know they don't want to. Many people don't want to hurt other people's feelings. But
Nobody wants to.
It makes a big difference.
But the truth is the
It makes
truth.
a gigantic difference in the way a child.
Stop voting
is able to
left
grow
and
up
just stop
have
having
a
suppression.
sense of self-esteem. It's a little bit like how this guy and his friends look down on so many people. They look down their nose on people like Irish Catholics like me who grew up in Scranton. They look down on people who don't have money. They look down on people.
Are you saying white people are victims?
Faith. They look down on people who are a different color. In fact, we're all Americans. The only way we're going to bring this country together is bring everybody together. There's nothing we cannot do if we do it together. We can take this on and we can defeat.
His earpiece definitely is off. His earpiece is off. He's just like, come together, equality. Come together, equality.
There was tremendous division. There was
Biden,
hatred. You
pay
look
attention.
At, Ferguson, you look at, you go to very many places. Look at Oakland. Look what happened in Oakland. Look what happened in Baltimore. Look what happened. Frankly, it was more violent than what I'm even seeing now.
Oh, my
but the
Lord.
reason
This
is that
ridiculous.
the Democrats that run these
Absolutely
cities
ridiculous.
don't
Look
want
at
to
this.
talk like you about law and order.
Violent
You
crime.
still haven't mentioned.
Violent
Are you
crime.
in favor of law and order?
I'm in favor of
Want to end
law
suppression? I said
and
vote red.
order.
It said Periscope didn't get your comment. It probably was filtered.
Law and order.
Periscope filtered my comment where I said you want to end suppression, vote red.
People get treated fairly. And the fact of the matter is violent crime went down 17%, 15% in our administration.
Not yours. You voted for the crime bill, Senator.
All right, we're done. Mr. President, you're going to Mr. President,
every record in the
Mr. President, you're going to be very happy because we're now going to talk about law and order.
places. We had trouble with Democratic-run cities.
That's exactly my question. There has been a dramatic increase in homicides in America this summer particularly, and you often blame that on Democratic mayors and Democratic governors, but in fact there have been equivalent spikes in Republican-led cities like Tulsa and Fort Worth. So the question is this really a party issue?
I think it's a party issue. You can bring in a couple of examples, but if you look at Chicago, what's going on in Chicago, where 53 people were shot and 8 died shot. If you look at New York, where it's going up like nobody's ever
Mention
seen
my
it,
home,
the
bitch.
numbers
Mention
are going up
Cali.
100,
Mention Cali.
150,
Come on, Trump.
200%. Crime. It is
cities.
crazy what's going on. And he doesn't want to say law and order
Say
because
California.
he can't, because he'll lose his radical left supporters. And once he does that, it's over with. But if he ever got
It's
to
already
run
over,
this
baby.
country, and they ran it the way he would want to run it, we would have.
You want some water, Trump? You want some water?
suburbs would be
Want some
gone.
water?
By the
I
way,
got you.
our suburbs would be gone, and you would see problems like you've
He
never
would
seen.
know a suburb unless you took a wrong turn.
Oh, I know suburbs.
He would
so
not.
much
I was
better.
raised.
Go ahead, wait a minute.
I was raised in the suburbs. This is not.
You were raised rich,
1950.
bitch?
All these dog whistles on racism don't work anymore.
Dog
Suburbs are by and
whistles.
large integrated.
He was
There's many
saying
people today
solutions,
driving
something you
their
didn't
kids to
do.
Soccer practice and or to black and white.
Soccer
and
practice.
Hispanic
There's no black
in the
people in
same
suburbs,
car
bitch, because
as
of
there
you.
have been any
You
time
made
in
red
their life.
linings. You made red
Is a
linings.
threat
You made black
to
people in the
suburbs
ghetto.
and their
That's your
safety.
fault,
This
bitch.
is failure to deal with COVID.
There ain't black people in the suburbs.
It's failure
There
to
ain't
deal
black
with
people in the
environment.
suburbs.
They're being flooded. They're being burned out because
Because of you and your fucking crime bill, bitch, and your redlining, motherfucker.
This issue of law and order, though, and
I'ma
in
beat
the
you up.
joint recommendation that came from
Can
the
somebody just beat that fool's ass?
Biden-Bernie Sanders task force, you
You could.
talked about, quote, reimagining policing. First of all, what does
Joe Biden keeps
reimagining
black people out of the
policing mean,
suburbs.
and do you support?
It means
Let me, if I might finish the
At
question.
least he admitted
What
he
does
grew up
reimagining
rich.
Policing mean, and do you
Because
support
the poor
Black
people,
Lives
suburban
Matter
people are rich, bitch. I grew up very poor.
call for community control of policing?
Look, what I support is the police having the opportunity to deal with the problems they face. And I'm not.
So
I'm
give them
totally
more
opposed
money.
to defunding the police officers. As a matter of fact, local police, the only one defunding in his budget calls for a $400 million cut in local law enforcement assistance. They need more assistance. They need, when they show up for a 9/11 call,
Wait.
to have someone with them as a psychologist or psychiatrist to keep them from having to use force and be able to talk people down. We
Have
have
a
to have
psychologist then?
community
Come on.
policing like we had before, where the officers get to know the
Breonna
people
Taylor's
in the
boyfriend
communities.
wouldn't have
That's when
stopped
crime
shooting the
went
cops
down.
if he had a
It didn't
fucking
go
person
up, it
there.
went down.
That would have just been
And
another
so we have to
unarmed
be
person
amazed
there
They're
to die.
talking about, Chris. That's not what.
How
That's
dare you
exactly
put people at risk of
That
death?
is not true.
He doesn't have any law.
You're stupid.
He has no law enforcement.
That's not
support,
true.
Almost
That's
nothing.
not.
Look, oh, really, who do you have? Name one group that supports you.
Name one.
Name one group that came out and supported
Name
you.
one.
Go ahead.
Look,
Think.
I'm
We have
waiting, I'm
time.
waiting.
We don't have time to
I'm
do
waiting.
it.
We don't have
All right,
time. Joe, Joe,
We got time!
you're-
We got time!
You don't have time, Joe. That's the problem. You got one foot in the grave, SOB.
You can't even name one group.
That have turned
One
violent
group.
in
One
Portland,
group.
Oregon,
Rigor
especially.
mortis
We
is already
have
set
more
in
than
for you,
100
Joe.
straight days of protests, which I think you would agree. You talk about peaceful protests. Many of those turned into riots. Mr. Vice President, You say that people who commit
Hashtag one
crimes
group.
should be
Hashtag
held
one group.
accountable.
You had
The
one
question
job,
I have,
bitch.
though, is, as the Democratic nominee, and earlier tonight you said that you are the Democratic Party right now. Have you ever called the
I can't say
Democratic
one group
mayor of
on-
Portland or the Democratic governor of Oregon and said, hey, you got to stop this?
On Periscope,
Bring in
they're
the
coming for me,
National
bitch.
Guard, do whatever
Oh,
it takes, but
Periscope.
you stop the
What do you want us to
days and
retract?
months of violence.
If you got two pictures of all of it, Periscope, I'm coming for you
I
next,
don't
bitch.
hold
After this
public
video,
office.
Periscope, we ain't down, homie.
I am a former vice president.
Periscope's shutting me down because I'm pro-Trump.
Very clear in my public statements that the violence should be prosecuted. It should be prosecuted, and anyone who commits it
But
should
you've
be
never
prosecuted.
called for the people, the leader.
Then why is Kamala Harris visiting them in
You've
jail?
never called for the leaders in Portland and in Oregon
There
to
are no
call
leaders.
bring in the National Guard and knock off 100 days of riots.
They
Yeah.
can,
Yeah,
in fact,
right.
take care of it if he just stay out of the way. Look,
I'm not taking.
He has to out of the way.
Marshals to get the killer of a young man in the middle of the street. They shot him. And for 3 days,
President
Portland
Trump,
wouldn't do anything. I had to
President
send in the U.S. Marshals.
President
They took
Trump.
care of business.
Go ahead, sir.
And by the way, you know, his own former spokesperson
And by the
said,
way,
you know, riots and chaos and violence
And you
help us
allowed it to
cause.
happen.
That's what this is all
I
about.
don't know who
You
said that.
allowed it to
I
happen.
do.
You and your
Who?
party.
I think Kellyanne Conway.
I don't think she said.
She said,
Kellyanne,
listen,
can I-
All right.
Kelly's gonna come out and speak out about you
The
tomorrow,
point
bitch,
is
because you
that
know she didn't say that. You
that's
know
what
she,
he is,
you
keep
know,
trying to
you know
rile
she didn't say that.
everything up. He doesn't want to calm things
She
down.
said Kellyanne Conway.
Instead of going in and talking.
I'm gonna call
to people
Kelly
and
on you,
saying,
bitch.
"Let's
She's
get
my
it
girl,
together,
though. She's my
figure
girl.
out how to deal
Bitch, I'm
with
gonna call
this."
Kelly on
What's
you.
he do?
You lie
He
about
just
Kelly,
throws
bitch.
gasoline in the fire.
You didn't get to
Constantly.
I'm gonna tag this
At
bitch.
every single solitary.
Okay,
Kelly.
and to end this, button up this segment, I'm going to give you a minute to answer, sir. You have repeatedly
I
criticized.
have to answer his
No, you have
His statement.
repeatedly.
Wait,
You have
that's
repeat,
what I'm
no,
saying.
you've been talking
You
back
made
and
a
forth.
statement.
I'm asking you.
I would love
you
to
know
end
what,
it.
sir?
I would love to end it.
You know, if you want to switch seats, we can
very quickly.
We can do that, but I'm
Send
no,
in the National Guard, it would be over. There'd be no problem.
okay.
But I don't want to accept the National Guard.
You have repeatedly criticized the vice president for not specifically calling out Antifa and other left-wing extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups
He does all the time.
and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these
They're not.
cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
Are you
I'm willing
prepared
to
to
do that,
specifically
but-
do it?
Wait, no white supremacists are in Portland.
Almost everything I see is from the left wing.
Woo! Bitch! Fuck yeah! Stick up for Proud Boys, bitch! Trump sticks up for Proud Boys, bitch!
What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
White
name. Go ahead.
supremacists and
What would you
white
like me to condemn?
We're not white supremacists, bitch! We're fucking freedom fighters,
Stand back
motherfucker!
and stand by, but
I'll
tell
fight all
I'll
you
tell
bitches!
what, somebody's got to do something.
We're
about
not
Antifa
motherfucking
and the left,
racist,
because
bitch.
This is not a right-wing problem. This is a left.
FBI director.
Trump had our backs, bitch! Where's
Where's
my phone, Lindsay?
And
Lindsay!
Lindsay! An idea, not an organization.
You got it.
Trump had our backs, bitch!
That's what it is
Dude,
tonight.
Trump had our backs.
His FBI director
Gentlemen,
said.
Well,
Trump
then
had
you
our
know
backs.
what?
No, we're done, sir. We're moving on.
Trump had our backs!
Administration tells you the truth has a bad idea.
Can I tell you what?
You have no idea.
Antifa is a dangerous
Amen! Yes!
When the president seeks a second term, it is generally a
On my Lindsay.
referendum on his record. But Vice President Biden, you like to quote one of your dad's sayings, which is, don't
I know she
compare
watched it,
me
but go
to
back
the
and answer.
Almighty, compare me
Lindsay.
to the alternative. And in this case, sir, you
Oh no, bitch! You
Oh,
did not.
no,
You did not answer me right now. I'm FaceTiming you now, bitch.
Records.
Lindsay,
I'm
we
going
are
to ask
FaceTiming.
each of you, why should voters elect you president over your opponent in this segment? President Trump, you go first. 2 minutes.
Because there has never been an administration or president who has done more than I've done
Amen.
in a period of 3.5 years. And that's
Amen.
despite the impeachment hoax.
Yep.
And you saw what happened today with Hillary Clinton, where it was a whole big con job. But despite going through all of these things, where I had to fight both flanks and behind me and above, there has never been an administration that's done what I've done. The greatest, before COVID came in, the greatest economy in history, lowest unemployment numbers. Everything was good. Everything was going. And by the way, there was unity going to happen. People were calling me for the first time in years. They were calling and they were saying, it's time maybe. And then what happened? We got hit, but now we're building it back up
Yeah,
again.
Joe.
A rebuilding of the military, including Space Force and all of the other things.
Thank you, Trump. Thank you, Trump, for having our backs. For
The
all of us to go to
VA,
Portland,
which
Oregon.
was a mess
Thank you.
under him. 308,000
Thank
people
you.
died because they didn't have proper health care. He was a mess. And we now got a 91% approval rating at the VA, our vets. We take care of our vets.
Dad.
So really-
Dad,
the
you're
job that
better.
we've
You
done,
better
and I'll
love
tell you
Trump,
something, some
Dad.
people say maybe the most important. By the end of the first term, I'll have approximately 300 federal judges and Court of Appeals judges, 300, and
Amen.
hopefully 3.
And y'all ain't even noticed. Y'all ain't even noticed. He's been doing that behind all y'all's back, bitch. I've been saying it for months. I've been saying it for months.
You know one of the reasons I have so many judges?
'Cause you're a bomb,
President
bitch.
Obama and him left me 128 judges to fill. When you leave office, you don't leave any judges. That's like you just don't do that. They left 128 openings. And if I were a member of his party, because they have a little different philosophy, I'd say if you left us 128 openings, you can't be a good president. You can't be a good vice president. But I want to thank you because it gives us almost, it'll probably be above that number by the end of this term. 300 judges. It's a record.
Looking at both your records, why should voters elect you president as opposed to President Trump? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
Under this president, we've become weaker,
We go where?
more divided, and more violent.
Because of you. Because of you.
When I was
Because of you.
vice president,
Because of
we
you.
inherited a recession. I was asked to fix it. I did. We left him a
The slowest
economy
fix
and
since
he caused a
1923.
recession. With regard to being weaker, the fact is that I've gone head to head with Putin and made it clear to him we're not going to take any of his stuff.
Oh, really? That's why in 2016 y'all think he rigged the election. When you all still ran the White House.
And by the way,
You was in the White House.
Mr. President, your campaign agreed to both sides would get 2-minute answers uninterrupted. Well, your side agreed to it. And why don't you observe what your campaign agreed to as a ground rule, okay, sir?
he never keeps his word. Can you add back,
No, I'm not asking. That was a rhetorical question.
Can you add back
Sir.
30 seconds?
Yeah, yes, you may have.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, thirdly, we're poor. The billionaires have gotten much more wealthy by a tune of over $300 to $400 billion more just since COVID. You in the home, you got less. You're in more trouble than you were before. In terms of being more violent, when we were in office, there were 15% less violence in America than there is today.
Because of you.
He's president of the United States. It's on his watch. And with regard to more divided, the nation can't stay divided. We can't be this way. And speaking of my son, the way you talk about the military, the way you talk about them being
Your son was
losers
kicked out for
and
smoking crack.
and just being suckers. My son
Don't compare
was
him
in Iraq.
to the
He spent
military,
a year
because your
there.
son ain't.
He got the Bronze Star. He got the Conspicuous Service Medal. He was not a loser. He
Yes, he
was
was.
a patriot. And the people left behind there
He'll never
were heroes.
be a patriot.
And I
He'll
resent
never be a
like
patriot.
hell.
Still on-
I'm not talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about
I don't know, Bo. I know Hunter.
Yeah, you
Hunter
know,
got
Bo.
Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out of
Bitch.
this cocaine use, and he didn't have a job until you became vice president. Once you became vice president, he made a fortune in Ukraine, in China, in Moscow,
That is simply
and various
not
other
true.
places. He
My
made a
son,
fortune.
my son,
Fuck your
He didn't have
son.
a job.
Fuck your son. Where is your son? Where's your son?
Should be in
Had a
jail.
drug problem.
Ooh, Gina.
Go home and
Gina said his son only got bronze.
He's working.
Huh?
And I'm proud of him.
Only
The
bronze?
lives of my son.
All
But he wasn't
Fuck your son.
going-
Fuck your son. His son's right there next to you, bitch, in the crowd. Say something. Say something. Say something. Say
We've
something.
already
Say
been through this. I think the American people would rather hear about more substantial
So do I.
You did.
Well,
He only has his wife,
as the
his daughter, and that's
moderator,
it.
I'm going to make it.
Ain't nobody else love him.
It's 3.5 years.
Ain't nobody else love him.
Moscow.
He locked everybody else in a jail.
That
Let's be real.
report is totally
Why did he-
discredited.
I
Mitt
think
Romney on that committee said it wasn't worth tax.
Mitt Romney's one of you.
It was written for political
Mitt Romney's one of
reasons.
you. Bitch,
I'd like
Mitt
to
Romney's
talk
one of you.
about
We already know that.
climate
We
change.
already know that. We already know that.
The rhino.
the forest fires in the West are raging now. They have burned millions of
Casey
acres.
Gagamaga
They
goes from
have
Gizmo.
displaced
They're gonna play-
hundreds
Yeah,
of thousands
they're
of
gonna-
people.
it's his fault.
When state officials there blame the fires on climate change, Mr.
No,
President,
no,
you
no,
say,
no, no,
I don't
no,
think
no, no.
the
That's
science
false. They
knows.
refuse to
Over
clear
your
the
4
report.
years, you
And the
have pulled the
stupid
U.S. out of the
outfit
Paris
that
Climate
they were having
Accord. You have
gender
rolled back a
reveal.
number of Obama environmental records. What do you believe about the science of climate change, and what will you do in the next 4 years to confront it?
I think that leftists shouldn't have gender reveal parties if they believe there's more than 2 genders. Just saying.
We have now the lowest carbon.
Leftists shouldn't have gender reveal parties if they think there's more than 2 genders.
And how about Antifa fucking starting all those
But
fucking
haven't
fires?
destroyed our businesses.
Antifa
Our
did it.
businesses
Those
are
bloody
put out of
bastards are in jail now.
commission.
That's where they need to
If
stay.
you look at the Paris Accord, it was a disaster from our standpoint. And people are actually very happy about what's going on because our businesses are doing well. As far as the fires are concerned, you need forest management in addition to everything else. The forest floors are loaded up with trees, dead trees that are years old, and they're like
It's called raking the forest, bitch.
leaves and everything else. You drop a cigarette in there, the whole forest burns down. You've got to have forest management.
What do you
You've got to have
believe?
cuts.
What do you believe about the science of climate change, sir?
I believe that we have to do everything we can to have immaculate air, immaculate water, and do whatever else we can that's good. You know, we're planting 1 billion trees, the Billion Tree Project, and it's very exciting.
Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions.
Contributes to the global warming of the
I think
planet.
a lot of things do, but I think to an extent, yes. I think to an extent, yes. But I also think we have to do better management of our forests. Every year, I get the call, California is burning. California is burning. If that was cleaned, if you had forest management, good forest management, you wouldn't be getting those calls. You know, in Europe, they live their forest cities. They're called forest cities. They maintain their forests. They manage their forests. I was with the head of a major country. It's a forest city. He said, sir, we have trees that are far more, they ignite much easier than California. There shouldn't be that problem. I spoke with the governor about it. I'm getting along very well with the governor. But I said, you know, at some point,
what?
You can't every year.
Wait. You get
hundreds
along
of
with who?
Thousands of acres of
Gavin?
land just
You and
burned
Gavin
to the
kicking it?
ground. That's burning down.
Can you
because
fucking
of a
smack
lack
him in the
of-
head already
Sir,
then?
if you believe in the science of climate
What you mean
change,
you and Gavin getting
why
along?
have you rolled back the
I can't
Obama
tell.
Clean Power Plan,
I still feel
which
like a
will limit
prisoner.
carbon emissions in power plants? Why have you relaxed?
Because it was driving energy prices through the sky.
Why have
Trump,
you
go back to what you
relaxed
said.
fuel economy
You get along with who?
standards that are going to create more pollution from cars
Well,
and
not
trucks?
really, because what's happening is the car is much less expensive.
Joe, your whole
and it's a
mouth is
much
pollution,
safer
bitch.
car, and you're talking about a tiny difference. And then what would happen, because of the cost of the car, you would have at least double and triple the number of cars purchased. We have the old slugs out there that are 10, 12 years old. If you did that, the car would be safer. It would be much cheaper by
But in the case of
$3,500.
California, they've simply
No, but
ignored
you would
your
take a lot of cars
rollback.
off the market because people would be able to afford a car. Now, and by the way, we're going to see how that turns out. But a lot of people agree with me, many people. The car has gotten so expensive because they have computers all over the place for an extra little bit of gasoline. And I'm okay with electric cars too. I think I'm all for electric cars. I've given big incentives for electric cars.
But give us the
But
option
what
to
they've
choose
done
if we
in
want it or
California
not.
is just crazy.
Don't take away our freedom.
I'd like you to respond to the president's climate change record, but I also want to ask you about a concern. You proposed $2 trillion in green jobs.
Reason won't be
You talk
government
about new limits, not abolishing, but new limits on fracking, ending the use of fossil fuels to generate electricity by 2035, and zero net emission of greenhouse
Good luck.
gases by 2050. The president says a lot of these things would tank the economy and cost millions of jobs.
He's absolutely wrong, number one. Number two.
Yo,
if
that's in the
fact,
Midwest,
when-
bitch.
during our administration, the Recovery Act, I was in charge, able to bring down the cost of renewable energy to cheaper than or as cheap as coal and gas and oil. Nobody's going to.
Yeah, but you also gave the fucking crisis of the fucking opioids to the Midwest because of it,
No one's
bitch.
going to build another oil-fired plant in America. They're going to move to renewable energy, number one. Number two, we're going to make sure that we are able to take the federal fleet and turn it into a fleet that's run on their electric vehicles. Making sure that we can do that, we're going to put 500,000 charging stations and all of the highways that we're going to be building in the future. We're going to build a economy that, in fact, is going to provide for the ability of us to take 4 million buildings and make sure that they, in fact, are weatherized in a way that, in fact, they'll emit significantly less gas and oil because the heat will not be going out. There's so many things that we can do now to create thousands and thousands of jobs. We can get to net zero in terms of energy production
You
by
need energy.
2035.
Fucking
Not
brain.
only not costing people
You
jobs,
need energy,
creating
bitch.
jobs.
Where's your energy,
Millions
Joe?
of good paying jobs, not
They had to
15
wind them
bucks
up
an
before
hour,
the show.
but prevailing wage by having a new infrastructure that in fact is green. And the first thing I will do, I will rejoin the Paris
Opioids
Accord.
on green,
I will
bitch.
join the Paris Accord because with us out of it, look what's happening.
Hey,
It's
guess
all
what?
falling
Justin Trudeau
apart.
just
And
admitted
talk about
that
someone
he
who has
wants to be
no relationship.
Gina, you are right,
with
bitch. I love you.
foreign policy. Brazil, the rainforests of Brazil are being torn down, are being ripped down. More-
Because of their
more
government not as
carbon is
legalized,
absorbed
bitch.
in that rainforest than every bit of carbon that's emitted in the United States. Instead of doing something about that, I would be gathering up and making sure we had the countries of the world coming up with $20 billion. Say, here's $20 billion. Stop tearing down.
Yo,
the
Lisa,
forest. And if
he's
you don't,
74 years
you're
old, he's
gonna
still a
have
beautiful butt.
significant economic consequences.
What about the argument that President Trump basically says that you have to balance environmental interests and economic interests, and he's drawn his line?
Well, he hadn't drawn a line. He still, for example, makes sure that he wants to make sure that
We
you can now emit more methane without it being a problem. Methane. This is a guy who says that you don't
Cows can
have to
fart?
have mileage standards for automobiles that exist now. This is a guy who says that, well, the fact that it's all true. And
I'm
here's the
talking
deal.
about the Green New Deal, and
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
2
yeah.
billion
Oh,
or
there you
20
go. Go
billion,
for
as you
it.
said.
I knew it.
It's
I knew it.
$100 trillion.
I'm talking about
Where they want to rip down buildings and rebuild the building.
No,
It's the
that is
dumbest,
not-
most
that
ridiculous,
is not-
where airplanes are out of
Wait a minute.
business,
That's it.
where
Give,
two-car
give.
systems are out, where they
Not
want
true.
to take out the cows too.
Not
That's
true.
not true either, right?
Not
This
true.
is a 100
Simply,
trillion.
look,
That's more money than our
That is-
country could make in
that is
100
simply
years if we're going
not
by.
the case.
All right, let me
It will destroy our
because I actually, wait a minute, sir. I actually have studied your plan, and it includes upgrading 4 million buildings, weatherizing 2 million homes over 4 years, building 1.5 million energy efficient homes. So the question becomes, the president is saying, I think some people who support the president would say that sounds like it's going to cost a lot of money and hurt the economy.
What it's going to do is going to
He's gonna
create
make money,
thousands and millions of jobs, good paying
$100
jobs.
Let him finish, sir.
He doesn't know how to do that.
$100
They-
billion.
The fact is, it's going to create millions of good paying jobs.
How?
And these tax incentives for people to weatherize, which he wants to get rid of. It's going to make the economy much
Machines
safer.
do
Look how
those
much
jobs,
we're paying now
not people.
to deal with the hurricanes. By the way, he has an answer for hurricanes. He said maybe we should drop a nuclear weapon on them. They may.
I never said that.
That's what he did say.
You made it up.
And here's the
You
deal.
literally just made it up.
We are going to be in a
That's
position
your
where
basement, Joe.
we can
Shut up.
create hard, good jobs by making sure the environment is clean and we all are in better shape. We spend
have you heard of, like,
billions of dollars now,
1975
billions of dollars
when they started
on
changing
floods,
freaking-
hurricanes, rising seas. We're in real trouble. Look what's happening just in
And
the
what do you
Midwest
care?
with
You're
these
dead in 5
storms
years.
that come through and wipe out
Fuck you.
entire
You gave them
sections of
opioids,
counties
bitch.
in Iowa.
You took
They
away the
didn't have
fracking.
to
You took
before,
away
but
their
because of
energy.
global
That's what this
warming,
conversation is
we
about.
make up 15%
You can't use the
of
Midwest as an
world's
excuse when
problem.
you're talking about
We, in
depleting
fact,
the Midwest.
the rest of the world, we got to get them to come along. That's why we have to get back.
Bitch, you're talking about depleting the
back into
Midwest,
the
and now you're
Paris
saying you're
Accord.
saving the
All right,
Midwest.
gentlemen,
Wait a minute, Chris. So why didn't he do it for 47 years? You were vice president. Why didn't you get the world?
I mean, that goes without being said,
sends
Trump.
up
Trump,
dirt into
Trump,
the
that
air.
goes without being
Russia
said at this
does,
point.
India does.
At
they
this
all
point,
do. We're
we know
supposed
that.
to be good. And by the way, he made
If
a
you're on the
couple
left and you're
statements.
still voting for Joe
The Green
Biden,
Deal is
you have a
$100
boner for
trillion.
Trump, or you actually are stupid, and I will beat you up if I ever meet you.
I want to rebuild everything. I want to rebuild everything.
Gentlemen,
Yoli, to each their own, baby. To
He
each
said
their
I
own.
said something about the military. He and his friends made it up, and then they went with it. I never said it.
okay.
That is
What
not
he
true.
did
Sir,
is he
you're done
said
in this segment.
he
Each their
called
own.
the
Mr.
military
Vice President,
stupid bastards.
I
And he
did
said
not
it on
say-
tape. He said
Mr.
stupid
Please.
bastards.
He did. I shared on TikTok. I did. I shared it on TikTok.
Go ahead.
He called the fucking. He said that he knows what they are, and they're stupid bastards. He called the military that to their face. Joe did last week.
I'm having a little trouble myself, but and
I'll show
about
you
the
right now.
economy.
I
and
shared
about
it.
this question of what it's going to
Bitch.
cost.
The economy.
I mean, the Green New Deal and the idea of what
7,000 people,
environmental
bitch, shared it.
thing will do.
Green
From my
New
page.
Deal
It's my fault,
pay
bitch.
for itself as we move forward. You're not going to build plants that, in fact, are great polluting plants.
Do you support the Green New Deal?
Pardon me?
You support that?
No, I don't support the Green New Deal. No,
You don't support the Green New Deal.
That I put forward.
Okay.
The Biden
Get on
plan,
the
which
truck
is
train,
different
Biden.
than what he calls the radical Green New Deal.
All right, gentlemen, final segment. Election integrity. As we meet tonight, millions of Americans are receiving mail-in ballots or going to vote
against our fucking will, bitch. I got kicked off Facebook for that.
that this will be a fair election, and what are you prepared to do over the next 5
Fuck mail-in ballots,
weeks?
bitch.
Because it
Show
will
up.
only be election day,
You can
but
go to a
also
protest,
counting
but
some
you can't go
ballots
fucking mail in your ballot,
after election
bitch.
day. What do
You can't show up at a fucking polling place where you can fucking protest.
the next president
And as you
will be the
protest, complain
legitimate
about your fucking
winner
package being
of
stolen
this
from
election?
Amazon.
In this final segment, Mr. Vice President, you go first.
Your mail is being stolen by those people protesting in your neighborhoods, bitch.
Decide how they're going to vote, when they're going to vote, and what means by which they're going to vote. His own Homeland Security Director, as well as the FBI Director, says there is no evidence at all that mail-in ballots are a source.
None. Have you ever mailed anything in your life, Joe?
They said that.
Joe, have you ever mailed anything in your life?
To people because of COVID.
Mail one thing and you'll see how fucked up the USPS system is.
He sits behind a Resolute desk and sends his ballot to Florida. Number one. Number two, we're going to make sure that those people who want to vote in person are able to vote because enough poll watchers are there to make sure they can socially distance. The polls are open on time, and their polls stay open until the votes are counted. And this is all about trying to dissuade people from voting because he's trying to scare people into thinking that it's not going to be legitimate. Show up and vote. You will determine the outcome of this election. Vote, vote, vote.
Vote Trump.
All the
vote
way
early.
red.
If you're able to vote in person, vote in person. Vote whatever way is the best way for you, because you will. He cannot stop you from being able to determine the outcome of this election. And in terms of whether or not
He ain't trying to stop
votes are
you.
counted and they're all counted, that will be accepted. If I win, that will be accepted. If I lose, that'll be accepted. But by the way, if in fact he says he's not sure what he's going to accept, well, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter.
Look at this.
Because if
I'm
we
trying to
get
change
the
it. One
votes,
Sorry, guys. It's
gonna
got
be
stuck
all
here. It's not
over.
my fault.
He's going to go. He can't stay in power. It won't happen. It won't happen.
Oh, it won't?
So vote. Just make sure you understand. You have it in your control to determine
Look, I'm not
what this
president.
country's going to look like the next 4 years.
Look, I'm not
Is it going
president.
to change and get 4 more years of
That's
these
weird, huh?
lies?
Mr. President, 2 minutes.
So when I listened to Joe talking about the transition, there's been no transition from when I won. I won that election. And if you look at crooked Hillary Clinton, if you look at all of the different people, there was no transition because they came after me trying to do a coup. They came after me spying on my campaign. They started from the day I won and even before I won, from the day I came down the escalator with our first lady. They were a disaster. They were a disgrace to our country. And we've caught them. We've caught them all. We've got it all on tape. We've caught them all. And by the way, you gave the idea for the Logan Act against General Flynn. You better take a look at that because we caught you in a sense. And President Obama was sitting in the office. He knew about it too. So don't tell me about a free transition. As far as the ballots are concerned, it's a disaster. A solicited ballot, okay, solicited is okay. You're soliciting, you're asking, they send it back, you send it back. I did that.
That's
If
Q,
you have
bitch.
an
You just-
unsolicited, they're
you just
sending
mentioned
millions
Q.
of ballots all over the country.
Q, bitch.
There's fraud. They
Q.
found them in creeks.
Q.
They found some with
Q.
the name Trump. Just happened to
Q.
have the name Trump just
Q.
the other day in a waste
Q.
paper basket.
Q.
They're being sent all over
Q.
the place. They
Q.
sent 2 in a
Q.
Democrat area. They sent
Q.
out 1,000 ballots. Everybody got 2
She
ballots.
failed me.
This
She's
is
the worst
going
black
to be
person
a
ever.
fraud like you've never seen. The other thing, it's nice on November 3rd, you're watching and you see who won the election. And I think we're going to do well because people are really happy with the job we've done. But you know what? We won't know. We might not know for months because these ballots are going to be all over. Take a look at what happened in Manhattan. Take a look at what
Where's your
happened in
son's
New
child
Jersey.
support
Take a look
check
at
he
what
sent to
happened
his
in Virginia
girlfriend,
and other
bitch?
places. They're not losing.
He said
2%,
USPS
1%,
lost
which, by the way,
it.
is too much.
He
An
literally
election could
said
be
that.
won or
Hunter
lost.
Biden said
Listen, 30 and
USPS lost his
40%.
child support check.
It's a fraud and it's a shame. And can you imagine where they say you have to have your ballot in by November 10th? November 10th. That means that's 7 days after the election. In theory,
Should have been announced.
Okay.
We have major states with that.
Sir,
All run by
2 minutes is
Democrats.
2 minutes.
All run by
All run
Democrats.
by
You're-
Democrats.
Because they're crooked ass bitches.
You're gonna.
They only won Orange County after they
You've
did
been
the fucking
charging
second
for
mail-ins.
months that mail-in
They
balloting
never
is gonna
won.
be a
We were all
disaster.
red.
You say it's
Till they
rigged.
fucking
I
stole
said
it.
it's gonna lead to fraud. But in 2018, in the last midterm election, 31 million people voted mail-in voting. That was a quarter, more than a quarter of all the voters that year cast their ballots by
Amen.
mail. Now that millions of mail-in ballots have gone out, what are you going to do about it? And are you counting on the Supreme Court, including a Justice Barrett, to settle any dispute?
Yeah, I think I'm
Yes.
counting on them to look at the ballots, definitely. I don't think, well, I hope we
We
don't need
are
them
definitely
in
counting on
terms
the
of the
Supreme Court.
election
Yes.
itself. But for the ballots, I think so. Because what's happening is incredible. I read today, where at least 1%
What about you,
of the
Joe?
ballots for
Joe, are you
2016
counting on the Supreme Court, Joe? Joe?
invalidated.
Joe? Are you
They
counting on the
take
Supreme
them. We
Court?
don't like them. We don't like them.
But what are you
They
going to
throw
do?
We are.
There are millions of ballots going out
What
right
you
now.
do
What are
is
you
you
going
go
to
and
do?
vote. You do a solicited ballot,
No,
and that's
I
okay,
know
or
you're
you go and
complaining.
vote.
I'm asking you about the fact that millions of people
You go
have
and
received-
vote. You go and
No,
vote,
but
like
what I'm
they
saying is, what are you
like they
gonna do
used
about
to
the
in
fact
the
that
old.
millions of people?
You either do, Chris, a solicited ballot where you're sending it in, they're sending it back, and you're sending. They have mailmen with.
Yeah.
Chrissy, I said
Did
the
you
same
see what's
thing. Chrissy
going
said,
on?
"Oh my God, we
Everyone
need
in
to be
West
sitting on the
Virginia
other
mailmen
on the
selling
other side of
ballots.
Chris's spot."
They're being sold. They're
Right?
being dumped in rivers. This is a horrible thing for our country.
I posted a video there, dumped in a trash can in Pennsylvania.
This is not going to end well.
Okay.
This is not going
Vice
to end
President
well.
Biden.
5 states
For
had
you, Joe.
mail-in ballots
We're gonna come
for the
on
last
top, though. You watch.
decade or more. 5, including 2 Republican states. And you don't have to solicit the ballot. It's sent to you. It's sent to your home.
And
What we're
lost
saying is-
afterwards.
They're saying is that it has to be a postmark by.
My
the
roommate's
time
dad
by
is
election
dead,
day.
and he
If it
fucking
doesn't get
voted.
in until
He
the
voted.
7th, 8th, 9th, it's still
Dead
should
loved ones
be
are voting.
counted.
This is a problem.
Just afraid of counting the votes.
Dead people can't vote. LA County has 115% voters. Where did the extra 15% come
Vice
from?
President Biden, the biggest problem, in fact, over the years with mail-in voting has not been fraud historically. It has been that sizable numbers, sometimes hundreds of thousands of ballots are thrown out because they have not been properly filled out, or there is some other irregularity, or they missed the deadline. So the question I have is, are you concerned that the Supreme Court with a Justice Barrett will settle any dispute?
I am concerned that any court would settle this because here's the deal. When you get a ballot.
Have you
and
ever
fill
sent
it
a
out,
letter, Joe?
You're supposed to have an affidavit. If you didn't know, you have someone say that this is me. You should be.
How is
able
it not
to,
at a
if in
ballot
fact
place?
you can
How would they know
verify
that?
that's you when the-
How would
before
they
the
know that
ballot
at home,
is
Joe?
thrown out, that's sufficient to be able to count.
How
the
would
ballot
they know that
if
at
someone
home,
made a
Joe?
mistake and not dotting the correct.
You
dot.
have to be at a polling place to find that out.
Justify, say who they voted for.
Piece of shit.
Say it's you.
If you're on the left and you just watch this part, you are an idiot. You are not equal to me, bitch.
You know it can't be done. You know it can't, and already.
All right.
Or
So now
fucking
in
grab a hoe, bitch, because you're gonna keep breaking all your life.
In 8 states, we can keep talking.
In
In 8 states, election workers are prohibited currently by law, 8 states, from even beginning to process ballots, even take them out of the envelopes and flatten them until election day. That means that it's likely, because there's going to be a huge increase in mail-in balloting, that we are not going to know on election night who the winner is, that it could be days, it could be weeks,
could be months,
until we find out who the new president is. So first for you, sir, finally for the vice president, I hope neither of you will interrupt the other. Will you urge your supporters to stay calm during this extended period, not to engage in any civil unrest? And will you pledge tonight that you will not declare victory until the election has been independently certified? President Trump, you
I'm
go
urging
first.
my supporters to go into the polls and watch very carefully, because that's what has to happen. I am urging them to do it.
I'm gonna volunteer this year. Volunteer. Volunteer.
They
Volunteer.
went in to watch. They're called poll watchers. A very safe, very nice thing. They were thrown out. They weren't allowed to watch. You know why? Because bad things happen in Philadelphia. Bad things. And I am urging my people. I hope it's going to be a fair election. If it's a fair election, I am 100% on board. But if I see tens of thousands of ballots being manipulated, I can't go along with that. And I'll tell you
What
what,
does that mean?
from a
Not go
common
along?
sense,
Does that mean
I'll
you're
tell
going
you
to
what
tell your
it means.
people to take to the
It means you
street?
have a fraudulent election. You're
And what
sending
are you
out
gonna do?
80
And
million
what will you
ballots.
do
They're
about
not,
that?
they're not equipped to, these people aren't equipped to handle it. Number one. Number two, they cheat. They cheat.
Yes.
Hey,
Keyword
found
cheat.
ballots in a
Keyword
worse
I'll drink
cheat.
that, bitch.
3
Keyword
days ago,
cheat.
and they all
Cheating
had the name
motherfuckers.
military ballots. They were military. They all had the name Trump on them.
Vice President
You think
Biden,
that's good?
Vice President Biden, final question for you. Will you urge your supporters to stay calm while the vote is counted? And will
Bitch,
you
Trump can't
pledge
control me.
not to declare
Trump can't
victory
control me.
until
Fuck
the
you, Chris
election is
Wallace. Trump can't
independently
control me.
Yes, here's the deal. They kept up the ballots, as you pointed out. Some of these ballots in some states can't even be opened until election day. And if there's thousands of ballots, it's going to take time to do it. And by the way, our military, they've been voting by ballots for since
Because you're in the Middle East, bitch. Because of you. Because of you. Because of you. Because of you. Because of
Why
you.
is it for them somehow?
Because they're in the
not
Middle East,
fraudulent?
dumbass.
It's the same process.
I
It's
said that to you.
honest.
Guess what
No one
happened?
has established at all
7
that
out of
there is
10.
I can debate Joe Biden. I can debate Joe Biden and win.
that somehow it's a fraudulent process.
It's already been established. Take a look at Carolyn Maloney's race.
I asked you had an opportunity
Look
to
at
respond.
Carolyn
Go
Maloney.
ahead.
They have no idea what
Vice
happened.
President Biden, go ahead.
He has no idea what he's talking about. Here's the deal. The fact is, I will accept it, and he will too. You know why? Because once the winner is declared, after all the ballots are counted, all the votes are counted, that'll be the end of it. That'll be the end of it. And if it's me, in fact, fine. If it's not me, I'll support the outcome. And I'll be a president not just for the Democrats. I'll be a president for Democrats and Republicans.
Oh,
That's the end of it.
You say you'll be president for the Republicans, bitch. You can't be president for your dog at home.
To be continued as in more debates as we go on. President Trump, Vice President Biden, it's been an interesting hour and a half. I want to thank you both for participating in the first of 3 debates that you have agreed to engage in. We want to thank Case Western Reserve University and the Cleveland Clinic for hosting this event. The next debate, sponsored by the Commission on Presidential Debates, will be 1 week from tomorrow, October 7th, at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City. The 2 vice presidential nominees, Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris, will debate at 9 p.m. Eastern that night. We hope you watch.
Nobody cares about Kamala.
Thank you.
She thinks that Joe Biden's a racist and that Joe Biden's fucking healthcare doesn't cover 10,000 Americans. Or sorry, 10 million Americans.
Political analysis of the presidential debate. Watch Bill O'Reilly's live post-debate special right here on First TV.
Thanks for watching, motherfuckers.
Don't have the First TV app yet? What are you waiting for? Download it and get
All right, guys.
instant access to Bill
We need to have some conversation up in this
Jesse
bitch.
Kelly, Buck Sexton, and Mike Sleep on your phone, tablet, or smart TV. The best part is
Yeah, well, we are going to talk now. America. America.
I need a hat.
Bitch, I could.
Wait.
Let me take a drink.
Oh, I'm out of champagne.
I could debate Joe Biden and win. And Gigi, I love you, bitch, for keeping me informed, but I hate you, bitch, for taking my fucking viewers. But I love you, bitch. And Gina, your husband you can get divorced with your husband. Super, tell your husband to wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up.
Wake
the fuck up.
9 military ballots.
It ain't about him, it's about your children. What happened?
The 9 military ballots that were 7 were discarded for Trump, and the other 2 were for Biden, but they got changed, so we don't know what they were. Like
Okay, so let's just have him.
A few days.
9 military mail-in ballots were discarded. 7 were for Trump. 7 out of 9.
And 2 were
Wait.
changed.
7 out of how many? 9 were for Trump.
Tape
And from what I understand, the 2 for Biden were reopened and taped shut when they were found. So let's be real. All 9 were for Trump.
Yeah.
Because if it was for Biden, they wouldn't be retaped.
Okay, let's recap with the children.
And you don't put down a motherfucking veteran, bitch. And all the veterans are mail-in ballots, you motherfuckers. They're mail-in ballots because Biden has them in the Middle East. And unfortunately, they have to mail letters to their fucking families because they can't even fucking call them.
I want my children to grow up. It's all about knowing about.
So, first of all, if you're a leftist and watching this right now, bitch, I got something to say to you. How can you believe that mail-in ballots are safe when you know how it is to mail a letter in America? Have you ever got an Amazon package in your motherfucking life, homie? Have you ever got a grandparent's fucking message for your birthday? Have you ever got a package ever?
Nope.
Have you ever got that little pink slip in your motherfucking mailbox that says, come to your mailbox because we couldn't deliver it, bitch? Have you ever?
Nope.
Have you ever got a bill, bitch, 2 months later because you didn't get it at time? Have you ever argued on the phone with your phone company because they didn't send you the fucking mail on time? Have you ever called USPS, stood in line, and got mad because they fucking lost your package, bitch?
Yes.
Then how can you tell me mail-in ballots are 100%?
Yes.
Because even if they were at 1%, we have 630 million people in America.
Step in.
1% of them
Get in that
is
box.
over 600 million people.
Get in the box and vote.
That's a whole state, bitch.
Get your booty in there.
So any of you dumbass leftist motherfucker, if you're on the left, I want to slap you. I want to commit violence on you. If you're on the, I won't, because I'm Republican. Because I'm Republican. I will drag your ass behind my truck, bitch. But I will not fuck a leftist. If you're a leftist, bitch, and you still support this shit, after watching this, then you want to be an idiot, and you deserve to be discriminated on. You deserve nothing in life. Retract. But bitch, my emotions are talking, bitch, and my emotions say fuck you.
Yep.
Normally I follow that with like, but I don't have one right now. I ain't got one right now. I'm gonna tell you, if you believe that mail-in ballots are 100% safe, then you've never received, mailed out, or even attempted to use USPS to mail a letter or a package in your life. Meaning, bitch, you're probably illegal. Just saying.
What happened to Wisconsin?
I mean, what happened in Wisconsin? What happened in Michigan when they just caught that bitch throwing away the fucking ballots in the trash can yesterday?
And California got hacked.
California got hacked, bitch. We won all of Orange County. We've always been red. We will always be red, bitch. And even though you paint us blue in a map, bitch, on a picture on the news, we will say red, bitch, because we are red. But when they had that recount to the mail-in ballots, all of a sudden the entire county turned blue. Not one, not two, but the entire county. Come on, bitch. We ain't dumb.
2200 broke the record of freaking Trump freaking vote parade.
Remember, I just said.
Oh, here's another story.
Here we go.
In Wisconsin, authorities investigate trays of mail absentee ballots found in a ditch. 3 whole trays. How many mail-in ballots? Let's see. It says, does it say how many exactly?
I don't know.
Oh, you
That's
stop
just a
trolling. It's a screenshot. Regardless, I do remember this. Yeah, I do.
If you don't like it, then retract it.
And most of the votes are for Trump. So you would think that you think that Trump would be for mail-in ballots, bitch? If Trump people are so disgusting and so bad, you would think that we'd be cheating the fucking system. You think if we're all Russian bots, then you would think, bitch, that we would fucking be still in the election, but we're not. We're mad at our own people for mailing in their ballots. And let me tell you something about Russia. When that motherfucker Joe Biden tonight said he put Putin in his place, did you? Because in 2016, when you claimed that they were taking over our election, you was the vice president, bitch. You was. Joe Biden was the vice president when Russia apparently was taking over our election. So tell me how Joe Biden put Russia in the place. When?
What about the button that freaking Hillary started over the Staples button?
And let's be real, bitch. Russia don't like you, Biden, because your son works for fucking Ukraine. Shut up. Russia don't like you, Biden, because Russia hates Ukraine. And your son ran the energy company, the most fucking highest grossing company in Ukraine. Your son was ahead of it. So don't act like Russia respected you. And don't act like Russia loved you any kind of way. And don't act like you put Russia in their place if you also believe that they meddled in our elections, you dumb fuck. You can't have the... What is it? Was it the big switch? Or did y'all fucking lead us in civil rights for 200 years? Same question, bitch. Did your son... Is he the head of Burisma? Did he make all that money? Are you pro Burisma? Or are you pro fucking Russia? Where are you? Because you say you put Russia in their place, at the same time you also say they took over our elections. I mean, is that their place? Do you want them to be there? Is that the place you want them in? Then why are you complaining? If they're where you want them, then why are you mad?
Be mad for more years.
Be mad 4 more years, bitch. Because, Joe, I'm sorry, homie. Not only do you let a child, I felt bad for you when this started, but I hate you even more that it ended. Like, you literally lie about everything you say. Then say, Trump's lying. Wait. I'll give Biden credit. Biden didn't lie. Biden also didn't state any facts. He only stated what he projected for the future, except for when it came for the question, what do you project in the future for black people? Just saying.
And he's
Just
not for the
saying.
Green Deal.
He literally projected things for the future for climate change, for the economy, for the riots, but has shit to say about black people. And when it came to black people, what is your future plans for black America? His only fucking answer was, well, Trump hasn't done blah, blah, blah. His only fucking answer was, I suck Trump's dick. So I'm gonna tell you something. Trump put his ass in his place and told us his plan, bitch.
But retract the word dick.
No, bitch, he's sucking dick. Biden sucking dick. Although Biden will be mad. Biden will be mad if I said he's sucking dick. Because that means that I'm calling him gay, and Biden thinks gay is bad. Biden thinks gay is bad. Unlike Republicans who fought for me to have rights, who fought for me to be able to get married, who fought for me to be a human being that's equal to all of y'all people. Thank you, Republicans. Fuck you, Joe Biden.
The medication? Okay, listen.
What medication?
My mom wants to know, because my stepdad asked how come.
Tell your mama prescription drug prices are going down, down, down every day, bitch.
No, HIV drug. Guess what he's done?
Oh, well, no,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Of course HIV drug. You can't tell a gay person. This girl
My
is trying to tell me,
no,
educate me on HIV prices, bitch.
Wanted to know because she wanted to.
Trump
get
doubled the
that
budget more than
stepdad.
no president ever doubles the budget. Trump doubled it
There
twice.
you go.
Twice. 2016
Go.
and did it again in
There
2018.
you go. And who did
So
this
which means
elect in
the
office?
AIDS budget is quadrupled. Not only do we have the person in the highest position a gay man's ever obtained in America,
There you go.
but also
There you go.
he doubled
Right
the
there.
AIDS budget, bitch.
You tell him.
Anything else? Oh yeah. Other than the day before we got on the restrictions for COVID, he literally was in India holding a Indian rally with 100,000 Indian gay people because they just decriminalized homosexuality in India, and they asked us, how do we integrate sex into our culture without poisoning our children? So Trump is letting Richard Grenell take a step down from being the acting head of intelligence and the fucking ambassador to Germany, so he can help India integrate homosexuality into their society. That's gay progress. That's American history.
Yes.
And that is how America affects the rest of the fucking world.
Yes.
We don't look at fucking North Korea with binoculars anymore, bitch.
Yes.
We're walking through gardens with the motherfucker.
Yes.
So let me tell you, if you still vote Joe, bitch, you want to fight me. Either you want to fight me, you enjoy watching people suffer, or you're a fucking horrible person. Either way, bitch, you shouldn't be allowed to vote, shouldn't be allowed to speak. You should get your mouth kicked in, bitch. And those are my emotions speaking, bitch. You're lucky I'm fucking not near you, bitch.
Sarah Palin's coming back in 2022 to get friggin' Lisa Murkowski out.
I mean, I don't know about Sarah Palin. I feel like she's like
I want to know what you feel about Sarah Palin.
Sarah
Come
Palin.
on,
Doesn't she
man.
hunt rhinos, bitch? But you can't hunt what you are.
She's coming
That's like
for
a vagina
Lisa,
hunts in
though.
vaginas.
She's coming for Lisa.
She is, but I mean, anything to get Democrats out of it. I'm not gonna be elected. Okay, the Democrats are so desperate to get Democrats out. I mean, to get Republicans out. Democrats are like, vote for dog shit. Vote for this bird right here because it's smarter than Joe Biden. Vote for it because we just want Trump out. They don't care who they put in. They would say, vote for Hitler to get Trump out, is what the left would say. I refuse to be that person, so I don't think. I mean, I'm glad that fucking it's a Republican coming for a Democrat, but Sarah Palin. Bitch, I don't like you. I don't like you. What did Sarah Palin say about the gays? What did Sarah Palin do for me? Nothing, because she said we were a fucking abomination. We were gross, bitch. That bitch, Sarah.
Yep, Sarah.
I ain't gonna retract this one, bitch. I don't like you. You're a rhino, bitch. You hunt rhinos.
she be
That's
rhino?
even more disgusting because there are
I'm
only
glad
like
to know
few of
that.
them left on the planet.
She's a rhino.
Like, I don't believe in global warming, bitch, but I'm aware of reality. And reality says there's only a fucking couple of rhinos left. Like, you don't hunt those motherfuckers in Africa. Like, you've been doing in
So I
Puerto
guess
Pictures.
her and friggin'
I mean, I'm glad a Republican's running against a Democrat. We need to do whatever it takes to eradicate Democrats. Let's get Republicans in it, and whatever we can fucking, at that point, cycle them out with third party, whatever, because we need some diversity. I love third party. I'm not one of them. I don't wear tinfoil hat. Sorry, third party. I love y'all, but y'all crazy. But whatever. I can break bread with you. We can have a conversation about our differences. Democrats, I'm not going to break bread with somebody who came out of their houses and shot American citizens because they simply don't want to give up their slaves. I'm not going to fucking break bread with people who are rioting and burning down buildings in 2020 in our streets. I'm not going to break bread with people who said women can't vote and blacks can't vote either. And I'm definitely not going to fucking break bread with people who say I can fucking have equal rights to be an American because I'm gay. Sorry.
And I want to keep all my
Mic drop.
constitutional rights in check.
Bitch.
I want
Bitch.
all my
Bitch.
constitutional rights.
Bitch, I cannot be drinking before I do these live videos.
Oh, bitch.
But maybe
You
I should be.
hot.
Maybe I
You
should be
hot.
drinking, bitch.
You be hot.
I'm very sweaty, actually. My balls are really sweaty. I got them because I'm a man. I'm a man, bitch. I'm a pretty man, bitch, but I'm a man nonetheless. Because there's only how many genders? There's 2 genders, and some of those people have mental disorders called gender dysphoria. And to cure that, we tried some hormone therapy. If that doesn't work, then we do gender reassignment surgery. It is a cure. Yes, to some. Some it's not a cure, but to most it is a cure. So yes, we do have 2 genders, but some of those people have mental disorders. But we also have 2 genders, and we have people with bipolar. We also have 2 genders, and some people are colorblind. We also have 2 genders, and some people fucking have mental disorders, and that's okay.
And we have
That's
people
okay.
that have
We'll handle
multiple
it.
personality disorders.
But if you have a mental disorder, you can't go to the military. Sorry. Stupid's not a disorder. Disorder is something you can fix. Stupid's just retarded. Stupid's Joe Biden. Stupid is anybody who still votes for them. After watching this debate, bitch, I'm so confident in Trump. I'm so confident in Trump. And you leftists are gonna be real mad tonight. It's okay. Tomorrow morning, you know, have you ever had one of those nights like with your significant other where you get mad at your lover and you're like, fuck you, bitch. You get so mad at them, you're like, ugh. You wake up next morning, you're like, I can't believe I was that mad last night. Oh, how embarrassing. That's what they're gonna do tomorrow. Be mad at us today because we got you. Bitch, we got every one of you. We got.
You can't.
We smeared every one of you. If you're on the left, bitch, we literally grab you by the back of your hair, rub your face through dog shit, rub your face through lion shit, rub your face through fucking monkey shit, rub your face through every animal kingdom shit, and then brought you back up, slapped you 3 times, and then fucking put a diaper that was dirty over your face. That's what we did.
Drop it. Claim a win. Drop it. He stood up for the whole time.
You guys can't get 1 point because Joe Biden did stand up the whole time. He did lean a few times. Yeah. And he kept doing this thing with his, I thought they searched it. Oh, wait. He didn't want to be searched at the last minute for his earpiece that he kept putting up to, yeah, whatever. I mean, I saw it. I'm sure you guys did too. But let's not be called conspiracy theorists. Let's stick with the truth. Either way, with your earpiece, without your earpiece, bitch, we got you. We got you. You're still a piece of shit, racist, who has 0 plans for black people, but all the plans in the world for the Green New Deal. And that's crazy to me because black people right now are, the Green New Deal is not the one marching down the streets right now. The Green New Deal is not burning down the buildings right now. The Green New Deal is not fucking sitting in the middle of the street right now blocking traffic. But black people are. And you say you ain't got shit for them. Literally, Joe Biden, you had 2 minutes, bitch, and you had shit for them. You got shit. You're the one that says that defund the police. You say all this shit for them every day. But now you're in the most important debate of your life, and you have shit to say about it. You have shit to say about it. You had 0 plan for black people. Biden had 0 plan for black people. 0 plan. Which literally affirms what Trump said. What the fuck do you have to lose? If you're black, what do you have to lose? Nothing.
Ain't got nothing.
You ain't got shit. Wait, actually, I'm kidding. You guys have a lot now. It's been 4 years. There's work to be done in our communities in America for all Americans.
And I stand
And yes, some of them are the black communities, but they are just as American as me. They're not less than me, but you ain't better than me either. We are all American. So I will say, yes, there's work to be done, but we have all prospered under Donald Trump, no matter what your race is. And in fact, if you talk about unemployment, black people the most. The most.
Black people alone because they don't need you to stand up for them.
Black people don't need a white old man to stand in fucking office for them, bitch. Trump is asking them what they want done. Trump asked Candace, what should we do? Trump asked Kanye, what should we do? Trump asked the fucking prison inmates, bitch. Trump asked them, what should we do? Trump asked the black people what they want and what they need. Biden says, I know about roaches. I love kissing on my lap. I love kissing. That's what Biden said. Literally, when he talks to black people. He said about roaches. Oh yeah, wait, we can't forget this one. I think poor kids are just as smart as white kids. That's also what Biden said about black people. So Biden was a mess. My roommate's third party, I love him to death and don't come for him, bitch, I'll come for you. But I'm gonna tell you something. My roommate asked me to ask y'all, why won't Biden support Rand Paul's bill to end no-knock warrants? I'm gonna tell you this why. Because he doesn't support one thing, let alone this idea. My roommate, who's third party, had an idea during Biden's 2 minutes of saying, what will you do differently for the black community? A third party person literally had an idea. But what did Biden say? Nothing. But he had a lot to say about the Green New Deal. He had a lot to say about how he put Russia in their place, although putting them in their place meant that he also believes that they meddled in our election in 2016 when he was the vice president. You put them in their place, yet they meddled in our election. Which one was it, bitch?
I have a question.
Just like the Facebook page, the official Democratic Facebook page on Facebook says, the blue check mark, that Democrats have ruled the country for 200 years in civil rights. Well, what about the big switch? Which one's real? Which one? They both can't be real. Well, Biden, third party has a fucking idea. Where's yours? Where's Biden's idea? If you're still voting left, bitch, come over to my house. I want to punch you, literally. and ask you, where's your idea, bitch?
It ain't gonna be no.
You all you on the left are marching every night, 100 days, bitch, marching in motherfucking Portland, Oregon, complaining about me every time I go there, bitch. Making publications about me, wasting a whole day when you're not marching, talking about me and Lindsay. That's cute. Me and Lindsay appreciate it. Hi. And oh, don't forget Amber, bitch. Y'all tell me, oh, don't forget Patriot Prayer, bitch. Oh, love them motherfuckers. And guess what? Since you all been talking shit about me, I've been spending lots of time with Patriot Prayer and Amber when it comes. Why? Because these are my people, bitch. And Trump stood up for us during this debate. That alone.
I want
Trump
to ask
stood up for us to fight every day in Portland.
I want to ask a question.
Trump stood up for us.
I want to know, does everybody know about 9/11 protocol? No teenagers, no college people can tell me what 9/11
Because they're not allowed to know what 9/11 protocol is because of the fact that our system has failed them in learning. We have an opportunity. You have all your children at home. If you are a Republican parent, if you have a Republican, no, listen. If you're a Republican parent, you have an option to do something right now. The Democrats are making all your children be home with who? You. You have an option right now to educate every one of your children. And even if your child's an adult, attempt. And if you do not, you are failing this country. You must try to teach them the correct fucking history of the Democratic Party. They teach us in school about Abraham Lincoln. They teach us about Martin Luther King. But they fail to tell us the importance of Abraham Lincoln being the first Republican president. They fail to tell us the importance of Martin Luther King dying as independent with his father being a Republican. They fail to tell us the importance that he refused to ever be a Democrat. They fail to tell us the importance of Malcolm X, of Harvey Milk, of any other leader in this country who was on the side that they would call a minority. They fail to tell us the importance of their actual lives and their actual meanings and the reasons why they fought for their causes. They tell us all about Harvey Milk being it's a gay hating thing. They killed him because he's gay. No, they killed him because he was making change and making stride for the gay community. And they killed fucking Martin Luther King because he's making stride for the black community. They hate Donald Trump because he's making strides for the American community. And that includes every motherfucking person. And that debunks the myth of the minority. Donald Trump literally debunks the myth of the minority by simply calling me and you and every motherfucking everybody else here who thinks we're different. He calls us all American, bitch. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. So the left is mad about that. They don't like that because they need you to know that you are not American. You are black. You are not American. You are gay. You are not American. You're a woman. You aren't good enough. And they ought to let you all know who are Muslim and Mexican, bitch, and Chinese. You are not good enough. You are just simply what you are labeled. You are not American. And I say, fuck that. I say, fuck that. And Trump says, fuck that. You are American. And the only person that's ever going to respect you and call you an American is Donald J. Trump. And if you still are on the left after that debate, homie, like literally, I don't fuck with you. Like I just simply don't fuck with you. But I will wait outside and fight you, like, because everybody needs a good smack in the fucking mouth. And maybe if I rattle something in your goddamn head, maybe you will fucking wake up. And I'm not saying I'm like the left white advocate for violence. I'm not saying ever go out and riot the streets and beat people up. No, I'm saying come to my house. And if you come, bitch, I'm gonna beat your ass. Period. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm looking for you. I ain't got time. You are literally lower than the rest of us in the society. We're not gonna go look for you, bitch. I ain't got time for you, bitch. If I want to find you, I'll find you walking down the street every single night at 9:00 p.m. So the sun goes down when you put on your mask and act like you're Black Lives Matter, but you're all white. That's when I'll find you. But guess what, bitch? I ain't gotta look for you. I ain't gotta look for you. Now come look for me though, because you know you gotta look for me, bitch. I got security. I got friends, I got love, and I got a government who loves me for once in this motherfucking country. And for the first time ever, bitch, I can speak as an equal citizen. You can never take that away from me again. You can never take that away from me again. Next. Want to tell me how I'm a minority? You want to tell me that? It felt so good. Actually, there was this black Republican who posted a post the other day. She said, I'm looking for anybody who believes that they're a minority to join this video college we're doing for Turning Point USA. And I said, I'm gay, I'll join. And you know what she said? She goes, it's about minorities. I couldn't be mad at her. I felt so good. I ain't a minority, bitch. I'm an American. And she saw that. She saw that. She saw that. She saw that. So I did back. Well, I did back. I saw it back for her. I said, guess what, girl? Neither are you. I said, bitch, well, you ain't either. I said, you ain't a minority either. Goodbye. And look, I don't want me in your video, but guess what? You ain't a minority either, girl. You're American too, baby. I'm not in it.
Listen. If they can't find you on your page,
did y'all cut your hair? If you guys can't find me on the Adorable Deplorable, I got the Adorable Damsel, the girl who's helping me with like all this stuff right now. She is it cool to say assistant yet?
Yes.
You get paid yet? I have both my assistants
Volunteer.
here. So both my girls are here right now. And guess what? If you guys can get a hold of me, you guys can get a hold of them because they shut me down every chat. Oh, well, one of them said no. But yeah, I'm shut down everywhere, guys, all the time. I'm sure this video will be shut down, so I'm going hard.
Okay,
I don't care. But again, I just want you guys to know one thing. Are you still on the left? And if you are, comment something. I want to talk to you. I get it. People agree with me, and that's cute. I love every single one of you guys that agree with me. Trust and believe. I love me. I love me. I love you guys. And I hope that you guys use the tools I say to educate your children during the time that they're stuck at home. But I do want to know, is there anybody on here opposes Trump? Is there anybody on here that like believes that Biden was correct in anything he said?
I want to hear it.
Even the fact checkers, girl, I haven't even looked at. I'm already getting text messages saying, let me show you. The fact checkers are already saying that he fucked up.
That Trump fucked up?
No, they're saying that Biden did.
Biden
Like,
under.
were they
Biden
watching
under.
the same thing?
Biden. I can't even say it fast
You
enough.
know?
I was like actually surprised.
Girl, Gigi said for you guys to bring me to Philly. I've never been to Philly. I'm over to Philly. Hey, Gigi, put on an event, and I'll come speak at it.
Yeah.
Put on an event, I'll come speak at your event.
Send me
I
a
promise you I
ticket,
would.
too. Send me a ticket.
Poor Biden. At first, I thought in the beginning of this, I was like, I'm gonna feel bad for him. You know those people who like, have you ever had one of those weird fat friends who wears like a tube top and like goes out? We all have one. You know when we're teenagers, we all have that one weird fat friend who has a tube top in Walmart. In Walmart, wearing no bra. We all know her. We all love her. We love you, Katrina. Well, her name's always Katrina for some reason. We love you. But you ain't. Shut up. You ain't wearing a tube top, bitch. You know what? You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about.
According to California,
Don't lie to me. We all have that one really white trash best friend who wants to only fuck black guys. We all have her. We all have her. We all have her. Listen to me. Listen.
I know 2 of them.
Before y'all get so PC on me, just remember something. We all have one.
We do.
Don't act like you don't.
I
So
do.
we all, you know that friend. You know when she falls over in the grocery store, she falls down and everybody's like embarrassed for it. You know, you're like, oh, like, I know her, but like, oh, girl, like, oh, like you don't want to help pick her up because like I don't want to know her. I don't want. That's embarrassing. You ever feel embarrassed for somebody? I thought it was gonna be like that with Joe Biden when I first started this, but to be honest, I left here even more fired up and even more mad at that motherfucker than I started it. Joe Biden, you should have lied. I'm glad you only stumbled like 10 times. I'm glad that your stuttering only got to like 5 times. And I'm also glad that your Alzheimer's didn't get to you at all. But what I will say is your lies were apparent. And just because you call Donald Trump a liar doesn't mean what you're saying is true. Doesn't mean what you're saying is true. And just because you call Donald Trump a liar doesn't mean what he's saying is false. So, bitch, because what you're forgetting, there's more people than Kamala Harris in the green room watching. We all know your lefty Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, they're probably playing a little backyard party because that's all you guys fit in is little backyard because there ain't much of you guys. Oh, you little backyard party, social distancing, like, we made it, guys. We all know you all are doing that tonight. But guess what? You did this in front of not just them, Joe. You did this in front of the American people.
And the world.
The world.
Yes.
You said you put Putin in his place at the same time as saying he interfered in our elections when you were the vice president. You said don't bring up sons because what we said about Hunter was true. You are a corrupt motherfucker. Are you really putting Putin in his place if you think he's meddling in our elections? Or are you really putting Putin in his place when you put your son the head of the biggest company in Ukraine? You know, Trump is literally Russia's worst enemy. Their worst enemy. Which one are you for, Joe? Like, Joe, which one are you for, Joe? Which one are you for? Oh, my favorite thing I ever heard Joe say. He's not for the Green New Deal.
Woo! Party time!
Joe Biden said he's not for the Green New Deal, baby. I'm foaming out the mouth,
right
bitch.
there.
I'm foaming out. Bitch, it's time for me to go. I drink too much.
Drink. Keep going. Go. You gotta catch up with us.
Oh, I'm done.
You got it, girl.
Gigi, he was on Adderall. They had me on Adderall from age 2 to 17, so I wouldn't put it back. Actually, that's probably why he thought a little clearer, because of Adderall, for sure. And why he didn't fall down, why he stood up the whole time. But it was a low dosage, because he still was like, Trump, oh, Orange Man bad. What are you going to do for black people, Joe Biden? Orange Man bad. Joe Biden, we said, what are you going to do for black people? Well, Orange Man did it. Joe Biden, what are you going to do for black America? I don't know.
I'll wait.
But what are you going to do for the Green New Deal? I'm going to support this, I'm going to support this, I'm going to support this. And then at the last minute, he said, I don't support the Green New Deal. Bitch, you should have supported every motherfucking part of the Green New Deal the entire debate until they asked you the question, do you support the Green New Deal? Like, the fuck, bitch? You say billions of dollars worth of new housing, all these energy efficient buildings, all the cows fucking farting. You say you're going to do all this shit to save the world because you believe in the Green New Deal. But then when you're asked, Do you support the Green New Deal? You say, I don't support the Green New Deal. I don't support the Green New Deal. That's like fucking AOC and say, I don't support that bitch. That's like fucking AOC and say, I don't support that bitch. If you fucking her, you better support her. That's your woman, girl. That's your woman. I ain't retracting none of that shit. That's your woman, bitch.
The F-bomb.
That's your woman, bitch. I'll say one motherfucking thing. I'll tell you, I didn't see Trump sweating. Call him orange all you want, bitch. That orange tan looked great tonight, bitch. And it looked a little fucking brown to me. And I'm gonna tell you something. It didn't run at all. I get spray tans. And that shit runs really sweat, bitch. I'm like, don't sweat. I put on a hat because, bitch, I want glue on my hair. I got some wig glue, bitch. And I know how that shit runs. So I'm gonna tell you something. Trump wasn't wearing a hat. So if that toupee was a toupee, Trump wasn't sweating. His tan that is fiercely fresh didn't run. His hair didn't run. But you sure did a lot of this. With your one ass wife, but your wife and your daughter walking in all crazy, like holding each other, like they're walking into a funeral, bitch. Yeah. But they were. They walked into your funeral, Joe Biden. But last I checked, did you guys watch the Trumps walk in? The Trumps walked in. It was a dark ass hallway, bitch. They just walked to their seats, and they still, you felt it. 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 Like you felt it, bitch. That's power. And it's not just because they're beautiful, because they're also powerful. When you got beauty and brains, bitch, the world is yours. That's how we got Trump. Although Trump ain't very beautiful, bitch, but his entourage, I gotta say, I felt ugly just looking at them. When I looked at them, I was like, but I also felt the power, empowerment. When I see the Trumps walk into a building, it makes my chest explode. I feel like, yes, bitch, that's us, bitch. That's representation of America. When you watch them walk in, bitch, you feel America. Beautiful, amazing, Christian fucking families. That's what America was, and that's what America stands for, and that's what America is gonna be tomorrow, bitch. I don't care how many of us are gay, how many of us are and trans, whatever. Guess what? We're anomalies, bitch. The actual core of America are hardworking, fucking everyday, hands bleeding Americans, and you're gonna respect it because we ain't giving you a choice any longer. Okay? Just saying. Like, Joe, you might as well just join the team, bitch. You sound like you did some of the questions, but the way you answered the other questions, you proved yourself wrong. Like how you supported every single part of the Green New Deal. But then you say you don't support the Green New Deal. It's like, but leave it to the Democrats to lie to us, to our faces, because that's what Democrats do. And only the Democratic idiots at home watching are the ones who be like, yeah, Joe Biden. If I see one Joe Biden sticker anywhere, I'm gonna know, bitch, you are an idiot. You are that dumb bitch who was fucking in the back of the fucking classroom instead of fucking learning your lesson. You're that dumb bitch who did school and just smoked a bunch of weed in the 70s. You're that dumb bitch who tried acid. You are the reason why there's acid in the world. You are that bitch who followed Charles Manson and thought that you were gonna be a Manson family member. That's you, bitch. You were the one in Forrest Gump being a hippie. That was you. We get it. We get it. Take a bath, hippie. Take a bath. Not in California if you're gonna do your laundry the same day. Don't take a bath in California if you're gonna do your laundry the same day because you'll get penalized because the leftist leaders like to penalize you. In fact, the leftist people can't afford their own policies that they voted for in California, so they're leaving California and trying to turn Texas into California, ruining my chances of ever being a Texan, bitch. I love Texas. I want to move to Texas so bad, it's incredible. But the people there are saying, don't California my Texas, so I don't want to contribute to that.
Like Will Johnson.
As if I'll bring kale and fucking gluten-free to that shit anyways.
Hell no.
Like, I'm American, bitch. Give me a tractor, bitch. I drive a motorcycle, bitch. A man one, not a girl one, not a moped. Bitch, I drive a bike. I drive a real motherfucking man motorcycle, bitch. A big ass motorcycle. Fucking 1100 cc, homie. Honda Shadow. I'm a man, bitch. Yes. I can click all I want, bitch. I still got a dick that makes me man, so I'm a man. Texas would love me, but unfortunately, they're dumb with Californians, so you all ruin my chances of going there. And I'm born in Arizona, bitch. You can never ruin my chances there, but you are. But you are. Californians, let all the leftists that vote for these policies leave so we can stay here and change it. I know that's a long shot, and that what I just said was outlandish. Please stop leaving. I'm gonna leave too. I want to fight for my home. I can go to Pennsylvania. Yeah. I've never been to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, that's where, oh my God, that's where Philadelphia is.
Streets of Pennsylvania.
Shoot
Play
me,
that
bitch.
song
Shoot,
right
bitch.
now.
I know geography. I just never been there.
Play that song.
I would love to go to Pennsylvania because I mean, I honestly would love to go to Pennsylvania because there's so much history there. So much American, true 1776 American history is there. Not that Christopher Columbus bullshit. Like, I get it, that's there too, but like, I'm done learning about 1400s, bitch. Can we get to the real American history, you know, when we actually became independent Americans? That's 1776, baby. And due to Trump's executive order, teachers better start teaching that shit. Let's be real, in California, they're not going to. I know that's what Texans are scared of. I'm sorry, Texans. You guys have my permission to shoot every single leftist you see, like a zombie land. I want to take that back, but I don't. I don't take it back. I take it back for just internet's sake, so I don't get kicked off the internet. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. I retract that statement. Nobody should ever wish violence on anybody. Nobody should ever wish violence on a soul in America. And Facebook, I hope you know that I love all Americans. I even love Democrats. But when I move to Texas, you will see I will embrace the Texan culture so much that fuck California. The only thing that needs to be done in California is shits on the ground, according to San Francisco. So,
and whose fault is that? Poopsie.
Even the fucking cows in Texas, bitch, have their shit clean more than they do in San Francisco streets. Just saying. Just
Yeah, they're
saying.
shooting up bleach in their arms.
Come see the Liberty Bell. Oh, that'd be awesome.
What?
Tatted T, yo, Tommy G. Well, I scoped you. I scoped you. Tommy T, I scoped you. We would be good friends, motherfucker. Like, I want to hang out with Tommy T. I normally travel just for events because I'm not a well traveled person. I only started traveling because of Trump. Like literally before Trump, I didn't travel anywhere. I was always in Southern California like my whole fucking life. But I might want to go to Ohio just to kick it, dude. If I come to Ohio, would you put me up for 3 days?
Yes.
I ask you, bitch. You gotta put my sisters up. You gotta put both my sisters up too. You got we're a three.
Yes.
We're menage a trois, and not my kind of menage a trois, bitch. Because 2 females, like
Hey. Oh, hey.
probably your menage a trois, bitch. But I mean, I'm just saying you gotta put us all 3. But if you can put us all 3 up, girl, I'm coming. I would love, honestly, Tommy T, I would love to meet you because you have a history that I'm interested in. You have a history that I have as well, except for yours was way deeper than mine's ever been. Yours is about as deep as mine is now. The way I am in the Trump campaign is the way you were in the left. And I do have some questions, and I do have some really big like thoughts, and so I want to dig deep into that situation about how you got so deep in, because right when I first started discovering the lies, I was like, fuck this, I'm done. But like you got deep in there. Like how long did it take you to realize what was bad? Well, we'll talk. Tommy T, we'll talk. We'll talk. Tommy T, we need to have conversation. But I'm at you. I love you. In fact, I love you. Thank you so much for waking up. Like so many of us have woken up, guys. In fact, all my fucking people watching, we're all walk away people, bitch. We all woke. You get it? We all woke up, bitch. We woke the fuck up because of things like what we saw tonight with Joe Biden. And if you are still on, I bet you, Joe Biden, I want to say thank you to Joe Biden. You gave us a lot more walkaways tonight. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you gave us a couple thousand walkaways. Thank you. Every time you speak, you give us more. Thank you, Joe motherfucking Biden. But let me tell you something. Thank you, Joe. If it wasn't for Joe Biden being such a fucking idiot, we would still be brainwashed into thinking that they were the correct way to be. And I'm going to thank you, all Democrats. I love you, Kamala Harris, for doing this. But I hate you for living. But I love you, Pocahontas, for doing this. I love I love you, Hillary Clinton, for doing this. Thank you for being such idiots and showing all of us what the fuck you really want to do with us in our country. Because I'm going to tell you, if it wasn't for you being so dumb, Trump would look like a liar when he said you were so dumb. But Trump never had to prove you wrong, bitch. You did it yourselves. And you did it tonight. And again, if you are on the left, you still vote for Joe Biden after tonight. It's like a kid wearing a sign that says "kick me" on their back.
Ooh, I love
Equivalent. Like you don't love yourself. And if you have kids, how does it feel to like hate your kids? If you have a woman anywhere in your family, how does it feel to hate her? If you have a gay person in your family, how does it feel to vote against them having equal rights? If you have a black person in your family, how does it feel to stand for a party that voted against the 15th, 16th, 17th Amendment? Voted against them ever being desegregated, voted against them being freed from slavery. How does it feel to be part of a party that voted to literally have a person in office that did the Trail of Tears, baby? All those Indians marching to their death. How does it feel to be part of that party? Like, how's it feel, bitch? Like, I'm serious. That's a serious question. Like, why don't you want to be a Nazi? I'm going to end it with this. I'm going to end it with the same question I end every video with. Why don't you want to be a Nazi?
Hell no, because they gassed the Jews.
Because of the Nazi party history, correct? Do all of you hate Nazis because you don't want to be part of the Nazi party history? because that's why I don't want to be a Nazi.
No way.
Even though since Hitler died, Nazis have calmed down. Nazis are not violent anymore.
That's
Nazis,
true.
but I will say they're still crazy, bad, horrible people. And every single one of them should be killed every day of our lives. We should make sure the world is rid of Nazism. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't want to be a Nazi because Nazi part of history, then why would you ever want to be a Democrat?
Bingo.
Ever.
Bazinga.
Their party is twice as long. They kill twice as many people.
Oh yeah.
They're
and
just as socialistic.
Oh yeah, and
We
that
can't
we're
deny our
financially
past
whole because
we
look,
want to
because
make
of the-
sure we don't.
They say, well, I heard Black Lives Matter say something similar to that. I heard Black Lives Matter say you can't ignore the past. Okay, Black Lives Matter, I agree with you. You cannot ignore the past. So Black Lives Matter to me, and that's why I vote red, baby. I want them to have school choice.
Yeah.
I want them to be able to leave the ghettos that they're trapped in due to their zip code that they live in.
Yeah.
If you keep them in those same public schools due to their zip code, they will never get a good education. And then you think affirmative action will save that? Well, we know with affirmative action, they lose at a 60 to 70% always dropout rate from affirmative action. So let me tell you something. You guys now in California are saying, I saw some leftists posting the other day saying, if you don't vote for Prop 4 or Prop 6? No, for not the one for the new, they're bringing back. We're one of the states that got rid of affirmative action. By the way, 9 states got rid of affirmative action. 7 out of 9 of those were left-leaning states. But they're trying to bring it back this election. They're saying black people need to hand up again. After we know that it failed at such a rate of 60 to 70% fail rate, that we want to bring it back. If you're a Democrat and you vote for that prop, you're voting for 70% of the black community to fail. How does it feel? Yet, y'all vote blue and won't vote for school choice. Won't vote for school choice. But you vote for them to go and fail because you know, because of your policies, they didn't get the proper education before college. Right? Right? Or let me dumb it down for you. There's even the dumb cases that are dumbed down, like, you know, when you buy your child a car at 16 and they don't respect it, or you make your child earn a car at 16 and they wash that fucking piece of shit car every single day of their life because they love it. Same concept with affirmative action. Except for that's the dumbed down version, but sometimes Democrats don't understand dumbed down things. But when we talk about real numbers, clearly we learned tonight Joe Biden doesn't know what those things mean. He doesn't know, he knows projections for the future, but he doesn't know shit about any numbers today, which is 60 to 70% of black people drop out after getting into college due to affirmative action. So if you vote for affirmative action, you're voting for 60 to 70% of the black population to fail. As you also vote to keep them in the schools that they're in elementary school through 12th grade due to their zip code. Meaning Compton will always stay Compton. Meaning the ghetto in Long Beach will stay the ghetto in Long Beach. Which means every ghetto fucking place in the fucking country is going to stay the ghetto fucking place in the fucking country. Let's expand those ghettos out. Let's get those black people properly educated and integrate them into society so they don't feel like they are less than, because they are not. They never have been. I was born in 88. I was born when we were all equal, bitch. Let's remind them and show them how they are equal. Give them school choice. Let them leave their neighborhoods. Do you know why they have gangs in those neighborhoods? Because they protect those neighborhoods at all costs. They protect those neighborhoods at all costs because that's all they know.
Yeah.
Their school, their house, the welfare office, the fucking food bank is all in that zip code. If you live in any ghetto, like I grew up in, you know the food bank, the welfare office, the school, and everything is in the zip code. Why? Because Democrats claim that they don't have the money to travel on buses. But I'll tell you something. That's an excuse to keep them in red zones. They took the word red zone out of the politics, but it's still red zones. Black people are trapped, you guys. They are. And that's something we all could agree on. And if you don't agree on it, stop being so right-leaning that you'll suck Donald Trump's dick and say that he's a god. Stop that. Because there is an actual problem happening in the black community, and it's something we're not addressing. Even black people aren't addressing it. But it's a problem where the Democrats leave them in these school zones. Vote, school, choice. Give them an opportunity and a chance to get out. Give them an opportunity and a chance to get out. Don't wait till affirmative action. Don't wait till they have to go to college, where you have to know that you have to be already trained for college. You have to be self-sufficient in college. You have to be self-obligated to do your work in college. No teacher's going to make sure you did it, your homework. Stop waiting until college to give them the opportunity. Give them the opportunity like kindergartners, like every other fucking kid in school. Give the opportunity of the mothers to drop their kids off at the school closer to their jobs. Instead of making grandma watch the kids and let them walk to school with their badass friends smoking cigarettes while the moms were working at the prison fucking 20 miles away. That was my experience in Blythe. Let them fucking go to school where their parents go to work. Let them fucking get out of the ghetto. Give it to them. That's how you can fix Black America, bitch. And the only person I see talking about school choice is Donald J. Trump. I haven't seen no motherfucking Democrat talking about school choice. I see them all crying about affirmative action, which was a failing thing for black people. I want black people to succeed. They won't need affirmative action if you give them school choice, bitch. Because then they'll realize we're all equal, bitch. We all have the same educations.
Americans.
Which means they'll actually get in on their merit and their smarts. What a concept.
Different subject. Remind me about the whole the schools goes down versus the voting at schools. That somebody.
Oh yeah, so somebody commented to me today and brought to my attention, you guys. This is actually important. It was Christy Meredith. Christy, thank you so much for saying this. But Christy made a good point. Isn't it funny how they're saying the schools need to be shut down until November 9th? They have a date.
Yeah,
they have a date.
Oh,
they don't know when Corona. Well, let me finish. Shut. They don't know. They don't know when coronavirus is going to be gone. But they do know that on November 9th, we can open up the schools. You know, right after the election. You know, where do you guys normally go and vote if you lived in Lancaster? If you lived in Blythe, where I'm from. If you lived where a lot of people here in HB. Where are the places we vote at? Schools.
Mm-hmm.
Who's suppressing the vote now, bitch? The left is suppressing the vote by simply saying we can't fucking open schools till the 9th. But when is the coronavirus going to end? We don't know. Well, then how do you know we can open schools by the 9th? Other than it's 2 days after the election. That's the only thing you do know. Because you don't know when coronavirus is going to end. So how can you tell us you know we can open schools by the 9th? Although only 150 children died in America of coronavirus. 245 in California alone died of the flu this year, bitch.
Don't forget about suicide.
Every single child that more kids committed suicide than died of coronavirus. Fact. More kids died in car accidents than died of coronavirus. Fact. More kids died of leukemia and cancer than died of coronavirus. Fact. Yeah, our schools are still shut down, bitch. But you're taking all these people at the hospital who have coronavirus and putting them in elderly care facilities in Orange County and LA, knowing that it kills old people, but you put them there. Really? Really? Now you want to up your numbers to the coronavirus deaths as we watch our grandparents die. Yeah, we're sad about it. Yeah, we're hurt about it. But this time we're not letting you play on our emotions, bitch. We're getting smartened up. We're noticing that you kill our grandparents. We're noticing that you are putting them in elderly care facilities. And we're noticing that you are killing in Orange County, Leisure World. You're killing it. You. Not our marches, not our Trump rallies, not even the leftist riots, bitch. The leftist riots prove us to be right when nobody's dying from the riots, which I commend them on that. Nobody's dying from the riots. I get it. But all of our elderly, there's a big, I don't know if you call it genocide. It's a generational side, but whatever you want to call it, they're killing our old people off so they can have higher numbers because they know that we're going to say, well, they were elderly anyways. They know it will have the least impact on American people if you kill the elderly. Their immediate family members will be hurt and sad, but their immediate family members will also accept the fact that they were old. That's why they're doing it. It's strategical and it's planned. And if you don't see it, bitch, you don't want to. You don't want to. I'm going to tell you something. My grandparents aren't alive today, but if they were, I'd be really fucking scared right now. But again, only the immediate family is going to care. That's why they do it, because it's important. You need to start caring about your friend's grandma. You need to start caring about your friend's great aunt. You need to start caring about your friend's dad and mom, because if you don't, they're going to keep getting away with this. And those numbers of coronavirus still go up. And you will be the one hounded, bitch, because they're going to blame you, saying that you are making coronavirus numbers go up. They're going to keep your kids out of school. They're going to keep you wearing masks. They're going to keep killing your mom and dad. You want that? No, I don't either. So fuck them and start caring about all the elderly people. And then start noticing these things. Start pointing them out, because we already noticed in Orange County. Can y'all notice in America? They killed off your mom and dad, bitch. How does it feel? I hope your heart is broken. If you're a parent, if you're watching this and you're a Republican and your parent died of COVID, I want to first off by saying what I'm about to say is very disrespectful. And I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, because I don't mean to hurt your feelings. But bitch, they were murdered by the Democratic Party. If you're a veteran.
Guess who?
That's
You
even
can go
worse.
to any hospital you want to now.
Because Trump, you can go to any hospital you want. That's why we're not having an influx in elderly veterans dying. We're not having an influx in elderly veterans dying, except for the ones in those elderly care facilities, which is even worse. Yes, it is worse to kill off a veteran elderly than it is to kill off your regular family member elderly. That is a fact. That is not a fucking opinion. That is because they fought. So I can sit here and talk shit to you today. If it wasn't for them fighting and almost dying.
Thank you, Dad.
Any old person that lived to be old that was a veteran, homie, that's the person I want to go to if it's a zombie apocalypse, because they can survive anything. Anything. Like, those motherfuckers survive anything. Imagine the elderly who survived D-Day, bitch, on the beach, came home and lived a full life, but died of coronavirus alone because their family couldn't say goodbye to them. That's why I hate Joe Biden. That's why I hate the Democratic Party. For those motherfucking old people who died alone after they fought so hard and made it through things like the fucking D-Day on the beach, bitch. D-Day on the beach. Watch even a depiction of that movie. You'll cry. That day, that was the most scariest, worst mistake we could have ever done as Americans. But I don't know what other options are there. I'm not somebody who's in our military, so I can't condemn it. But I will say I will always condemn death. And I saw a lot of young 17 through fucking 19-year-old boys storming the beach and being shot off like flies. And that was one of the first things that America got on camera and aired to the American people. We weren't good with cameras back then, but we had that. So you can even Google search or even YouTube the actual footage. And those people who lived through that bitch, get sad. It's okay to get sad. Those people who lived through that, are dying alone of coronavirus right now because of the Democrats. Don't let them do this to your elderly people. Don't let them do this to your dad, to your mom, to your sister, cousin, baby Tracy. Don't let them do this to your friend's dad. Don't let them do this to your friend's mom, your friend's great aunt. Don't. Because if we keep on keeping it just immediate family, it's okay. They're already old anyways, which I get it. It's that statement's half true. That statement's half true when it comes to the fact that we shouldn't have to lose our businesses and wear masks. That's the only time that statement's true, but we should still care about them because if we care about them, we won't be sitting here complacent. And we'll notice the fact that they're actually murdering people. But again, the Democratic Party's smart, and the only thing worse than a dumb criminal is a smart criminal. I mean, we had a motherfucker who dropped more bombs in our nation's history, sent home more illegals in our nation's history, held a basketball and had dark skin and said hi. And y'all loved him. So let me tell you, the only thing worse than a dumb criminal is a smart criminal. And the Democrats are very smart. Don't put it past them. They seem stupid. I get it. Maybe because they're spending all their time on strategy and not enough time on policy to where they're stupid when it comes to policy, but they are some smart motherfuckers. And they're coming for your mom and your dad, bitch. Like they're coming. I love your dad. One of my girls here, I love her dad.
Don't burn my dad.
I'm not trying to, but I love him. And he's the most self-sufficient person I've ever met in my life. But that's why he's not in those places. But any of your loved ones who are in those places?
Shout out to my dad. He needs to walk away.
Is your dad's not? Both of your
Dad's a veteran.
Yeah, but both of your dads are not. I know. Shut up. I'm not talking about your dad. Both of your dads are not in elderly care facilities. Both of your dads are not handicapped and shit like that.
No.
Both of your dads are fucking. By the way, both of your dads are not only fucking veterans and shit, but both of your dads are also strong ass fucking men who in their 90s still driving every day.
Yeah, they are.
Her dad bought a truck just recently. Her dad just fucking recently found a dog on the side of the street, got out of his car in the middle of a busy ass street, got the dog, brought it over to us. Here, keep it. Her dad is awesome, and her dad's bought a fucking big ass lifted truck. So and both their dads are old as fuck. So that's what Republican men look like in America. Okay, so don't be a Democratic man and give up on yourself and be pissed on yourself at age 70. We don't need that.
Be jealous of Trump.
Don't be a Joe Biden, who by the way isn't young. Yeah, he's younger than Trump, and he looks a lot older than Trump. You guys saw that. You guys saw that. Even if you hate Trump, you can't deny that. Be a Trump, not a Biden. Just saying.
Who has a young son?
But let's stop letting them take our Bidens and killing them off, because they're doing that to this Biden too.
I love Barron.
Barron Trump, bitch. That pedophile bill just passed, bitch. But come on.
B.A. Irwin.
That pedophile bill just passed, bitch. But he's still 18. You better shut your mouth.
No. You're totally getting at me wrong. I love the fun, the fact that.
Okay, I named my car the Red Baron. I named my car Baron. I named my car after Trump's time. Not because I'm gay and I'm a pedophile, bitch. No, not because well, I will agree. Gays are pedophiles now. Yes, they are. They are. They marched against us when we marched against pedophilia. That told me right there. The gays are pedophilia. The gays are okay with the fact that in the SB 145, they said specifically this will benefit homosexuals. I have a question. Why are we even mentioning it in a pedophile bill? Why? And why are the gays okay with that? Well, it's disgusting, but unfortunately, I can't speak for all the gays, although I try to. I can't. And the gays, the majority of them, aren't mad about that. So I will say so loudly, the gays are for pedophilia. They are. Yeah, so yes, I must say, even though I named my car the Red Baron, has nothing to do with the gay pedophilia. And I have to remind you guys every day I'm not a pedophile. And yes, I know you guys will tell me I don't have to do that, but yes, I do. Because unfortunately, the community that represents me is for pedophilia. That's a fact. So I will tell you every day how I'm not for pedophilia. Even if you tell me I don't gotta say that, I feel like I must. Because I do not represent gays, and gays sadly don't represent me. They're horrible people. Bitch, I've been talking for 2 hours. Everything. I'm not here 2 hours, bitch. 2 hours and 57 minutes. I've been here 3 hours, bitch. I gotta go. I'm drunk. I'm drunk already. I gotta go.
Hey, fuck you, ASCOL and Scott Wiener.
Are you talking about AOC?
ASCOL. 100 members.
Scott Wiener. Why is your name Wiener? We should get you off the bill because it says Wiener.
Oh,
Of course, Wiener would be for pedophilia and gays. Duh. Bitch, that's like saying titties for babies. That's like saying titties for babies, bitch. If your last name is Titty, I'm expecting you fucking go against abortion. But if you're on the left, bitch, if your name is Titty, you would be for abortion. Let's be real. But your name is Wiener, and you want to write the bill for pedophilia and gays, bitch. Your name is Wiener.
Oh my god.
Wiener.
Oh yeah. You know what he says? He says, I'm not related to Scott Wiener. But you might as well be.
Your last name is still Wiener. I don't care who you're related to, bitch. We don't care. We don't say Scott Wiener. We say Wiener. Because your last name is Wiener.
That was. He was married to Hillary's.
A Wiener married Hillary? I ain't fucking shocked.
The
Daughter, the slut daughter?
no, the
Yeah, you a slut, bitch. We saw you at Epstein Island, bitch. Don't trip. We saw Epstein's people in your wedding, bitch. Don't trip. Chelsea Clinton, you slut, you whore. Let's be real. Why are we talking about Hunter Biden? Can we say the other energy companies in Ukraine, the same small little place the size of Riverside? Chelsea Biden, Paul Pelosi, they all were head of fucking energy companies. Weird. Weird. At the same time, Ilhan Omar was fucking her brother. I mean, marrying her brother. I'm just saying, I know marriage has to be consummated, so I'm just gonna assume you fucked your brother since you did marry him. So I mean, if you didn't fuck your brother, just admit that you didn't fuck him after you married him. But that means you have to admit that you married him. Good night, Christopher. Lisa's here with me. Lisa, good night. I gotta go, guys. I'm drunk. I'm talking to shit.
Time to party on her own now.
But you bitches are still like, I love you. Oh, except for you children. If you children, go to bed, bitch. Go to bed.
If you can't find him,
Don't watch me, bitch. I'm
find him
drunk.
where I'm at.
So look for me, guys. I'm everywhere. And like I said, every video out. See you in the next one.
Love you.
See you in the next debate, guys. Oh my God, I'm a mess.
We're so happy.
Bye. Periscope kicked me off, by the way. Bye. I'm kicked off forever.